studios, it's Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM, KUBE, Riverside.
You and me, we're gonna have a fight today, after school. 3 o'clock in the parking lot. You try and run, I'm gonna track you down. You go to a teacher, it's only gonna get worse.
Welcome to the Inland Sports Show. Your leader in sports in the Inland Empire. The Riverside. Now, here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
Oh, what a great day here in the Inland Empire.
Hey, we're back in the studio.
We're back.
We haven't been here in like a week. We've been
Together.
all over. Yeah.
We were live at Cal State Northridge yesterday, and the drive back was wonderful, Jeff, because we came back with a huge UC Riverside basketball victory. So we're coming back from a win. It was a great show on the road, but we're back in studio with Greg Holla, and we're feeling good on a Thursday here in the IE.
Like the song says, reunited, and it feels so good.
The three amigos back. We haven't been in the same room at the same time in a while.
Oh, this is wonderful. In fact, I almost cried when I saw Greg today.
You know what?
I saw you yesterday, and I did cry. But yeah, seeing Greg makes me tear up a little. I missed him.
The three of us all together on the same team. I feel like we're the Ball brothers of IE broadcasting.
Whoa. That just makes me the middle ball.
Are you the middle ball?
Well, right now, I don't know. I got to be I'm the old guy, so I'm Lonzo.
You're Lonzo Ball?
You're the middle ball.
I'm the middle ball?
You're Jello.
No, I'm Jello. He's Mello.
You're Mello.
Mello's the little ball.
Mello and you're Jello.
We're the Ball brothers of IE broadcasting.
Yeah,
man.
Woo. Yeah, woo! Bingo!
So who's LeVar?
LeVar?
Oh, man. That's a good question. Who is LeVar?
I don't know. I won't ever be LeVar. No.
But we are back. We're all in the same room, back in the Fox Sports IE studio in Riverside. We're glad to be back. We've got a big show for you.
Huge.
Coming up later in the show, we broke so much news yesterday, having Jeff Steinberg, the new head football coach at Beaumont, and Rich Lunsford, the new head football coach at Redlands East Valley, on the show. Today, Jeff, more breaking news. We did it first.
Yeah, we were, in fact, I've been at home. We have a nice vacation this week. I'm taking a nice nap, and our boy, Mike Lara, says, we have a new coach. He's at Notre Dame High School.
And it is Aaron Huerta, former Servite football assistant coach, coming over to lead Notre Dame High School. And guess what? Coach Huerta will join us live coming up at 3:30. Nobody breaks news in the Inland Empire like we do, Jeff.
No, not a soul.
And I should point out, because Coach Lara is our boy, that he told us he's staying on staff. He's staying at Notre Dame. He'll be part of this new football regime that the Titans will have. So we're excited about that because he's one of our favorites. So he will be at Notre Dame with Coach Huerta going forward. In fact, some big new things coming for Coach Lara as well.
Yeah, I think they're the director of football operations is what I was told. I really thought he did a great job this year as the head coach of the Titans. When Derek Johnson stepped down, he really filled in, and they were really a cohesive unit and did a great job.
Yeah. They needed some continuity because when Derek Johnson stepped down, it was right after the Holy Shield game. Remember the Holy War with Aquinas, and Aquinas won the Holy Shield back. So right after that game, Derek Johnson stepped down. Someone had to fill the gap, get Notre Dame through the rest of the season, push for the playoffs, all those sorts of things. Mike Lara was that guy, the interim head coach, and he's going to stay on at Notre Dame as well. So that's big. That's breaking news as well.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been a shame to lose a guy like that who's been so supportive and so loyal to Notre Dame High School, and just one of those guys you look to and say he's a great guy, great coach, great football mind. Someday we'll probably have his own program.
So Notre Dame football coach Aaron Huerta from Servite coming up at 3:30 right here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. Also, your Inland Sports headlines, congratulations to Michaela Schifrin, gold in the women's giant slalom, representing the Stars and Stripes. Man, she is big time. She's one of those athletes that when you see her coming up on the TV screen, you just stop what you're doing and you focus in. She's going for another gold tonight. So trying to go back-to-back golds. Michaela Schifrin from the United States, gold in the women's giant slalom. And local hoop news, of course, we just told you, UC Riverside, big win against Cal State Northridge, which makes Saturday's game against Hawaii, Jeff, even bigger now because we're back. We're back in the race.
We're back, baby. We're just one game short of catching Cal State Northridge, and we are one game short of catching Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. We take care of business, and I say we because, I'm part of the program, If they win the next one, they're tied with both of those teams, and they still have Cal Poly to play as well. So a shot to pass them all.
44 points off the bench as a collective unit. 44 bench points. 69-62 was the final score last night at Cal State Northridge as UCR picks up their second win in Big West Conference play. And they're back. Again, like Jeff said, they've got a chance to climb the ladder now with 5 games to go and get to the postseason. Looks like it could happen. Meanwhile, Cal Baptist, ranked number 20 in the entire country right now in Division II. They will take on Chaminade tonight. Senior night, final regular season home game at the new event center at CBU. And Jeff, this was some news that kind of broke late last night that we wanted to revisit today, but the first West Regional rankings came out for Division II, and CBU is number 2 in the West, only behind Western Oregon. So, if Cal Baptist can climb to number 1, they would also have the West Regional postseason tournament. The March Madness would come to Riverside.
Well, I mean, that's really an incredible story. If you think about it, they open the new arena. They have such a great year in their last year of Division II play. They have a chance really to run the table at home, which is unprecedented if you think about the way this season's turned out.
So it's been a great season so far for CBU, and hopefully a lot more basketball coming up for the Lancers and a lot more games at the new arena, the new event center on campus. Also later in the show, Yancy Dodson, Riverside Poly basketball coach, as we'll kind of size up the first round of the CIF Southern Section boys basketball playoffs. We got so many good teams here in the Inland Empire, but now with this new competitive equity, even those first round games are tough. Even those first round games are battles, and Riverside Poly advancing. So we'll talk to head coach Yancy Dodson coming up at 5 o'clock later in the show. We're also going to touch on Angels and Dodgers at spring training. Shohei Ohtani has talked to the media. Well, through an interpreter, of course. But he has talked to the media. We're going to hear from Shohei Ohtani. We're also going to hear from Isaiah Thomas. That was kind of the big news, Jeff. We got done with the UCR basketball game. I hop on all the websites and Twitter. Everyone's talking about Isaiah Thomas and Rajon Rondo of the New Orleans Pelicans got into a little scuffle. Pretty petty stuff. And they both got ejected.
Yeah, I went home. We got home obviously very late last night, and I watched part of that. I'm still kind of confused. Maybe you can clear it up when we talk about it.
I will, yeah.
What the heck were they fighting about?
Nonsense.
Silliness.
Yeah, Rajon Rondo is just a little annoyed that IT was going to get a ceremony in Boston. We'll get into it a little bit later in the show. And we may even take a left turn to NASCAR. Who knows? It's going to be a fun, wild show for the next 3 hours. It's all brought to you by, of course, our good friends at Spoiled. Quick, quality oil change. You'll be spoiled by great customer service and low prices. Jeff and I had to make the trek out to Cal State Northridge, but good thing Jeff took his Jeep in there to Spoiled, and we didn't have anything to worry about.
Nope.
Got there in one piece, got home. It was awesome. Thank you, Spoiled, Bill Navigato, and his team. Ken Sporting Goods, more than 40 years in the Inland Empire, bringing you all of your sporting gear needs. In fact, I go on Twitter, and everybody's tagging Ken Sporting Goods because that's where everybody goes, right? So just a quick shout out to the Ramona High School baseball team.
Oh, new gear I saw.
They got sweet new gear, and they tagged Ken Sporting Goods. So I'm sure it's from Ken's. I know Santiago always goes to Ken's, but that Ramona gear, I gotta be honest, that kind of that baby blue with the navy together.
That's the old school Ram High colors, baby.
You're a Ram High guy. I know you love it. I love it too. So they got some sweet new baseball uniforms at Ramona High School, thanks to Ken Sporting Goods. Boost Performance Training in Corona with Coach Ray Bass. Check out the strength and speed class. The first one is always free. So you go in there, you try it out, you like it, you see results, and then you go back and you become that big star player like Jeff Gorham was on his team a long time ago. BoostTrainingSystems.com is the website. Boost Performance Training in Corona. And Catalana Motors in Corona as well, off Temescal Canyon Road, where you can buy, trade, and finance. You have expectations when purchasing a vehicle. Let them meet those expectations. Let them go above those expectations. No pressure at Catalana Motors. CatalanoCars.com is the website. Check them out off of Temescal Canyon Road. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM, we got a lot of stuff to get to. But first up after the break, Lakers talk and Clippers talk. As the Lakers, they were doing pretty well. And then Isaiah Thomas came to town.
0-2.
And they're not doing so well. Maybe it's coincidence. I don't know. Maybe it has nothing to do with Isaiah Thomas. We'll talk about that as well. But the Clippers had a big win on the road in Boston last night. Bingo! We'll be right back. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
gigawatts! 1.21 gigawatts!
Inland Empire sports fans turn to the Inland Sports Show.
So you talk through the radio?
On Fox Sports IE 1350 for breaking news, exclusive
Such a crick in the neck.
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Corum.
Look at Jeff just working the phone over there, you know? He's like a real journalist covering it like a beat, you know?
Hey,
digging up stuff.
We're always breaking news. We got some big breaking news that could possibly be here on the show.
Big breaking news.
Yeah, big, huge.
Once again, the other big news today, Aaron Huerta, the new head football coach at Notre Dame High School. This is a Notre Dame team, long line of tradition. Guys have gone to the NFL out of Notre Dame High School. Won CIF Southern Section Championships. New head coach. He's going to join us at 3:30. Aaron Huerta out of Servite High School. Right now in the NBA, last night, the Lakers lost to New Orleans, 139-117. That's a lot of points for the Lakers in New Orleans. The Lakers lost, and in the process, Isaiah Thomas and Rajon Rondo both ejected as they were going at each other from the very start. You know, in hockey, you always have like a goon on the team.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You send him in, you're like, go get that guy. And all they do is like harass the other guy, mess with him, and they end up fighting.
Sounds like a great job.
You're like, how do I sign up for that one?
Be a goon. DJ Banga. DJ Banga. There we go.
But it was something similar. Like Rajon Rondo clearly had one goal in mind, and that was to mess with Isaiah Thomas. It wasn't like there was punches thrown and bench clearing brawl. It wasn't anything like that. But he was annoying him enough that the referees noticed it. Little, pushing and shoving, and boom, they were both gone. And they had to hit the road. They went to the locker room early. So here's what happened, Jeff, before we hear from Isaiah Thomas. Let me set the table. So the Boston Celtics wanted to celebrate Isaiah Thomas.
Oh, rightly so. He was a big part of their program.
But see, that's where Rajon Rondo has the problem.
Why?
Because he said, well, what did Isaiah Thomas do for the Celtics?
Crickets. Well, I mean, they had a great year. I mean, they weren't very good since the championship days when Rondo was there.
Yes.
This is the closest they had been to getting there, and he really kind of the city embraced him. They really liked him. He went through a lot of hard times.
You're right about that. You're right about. Okay, so is Rajon Rondo a little nuts?
Yeah, he's a lot nuts.
Yeah, he's a little nuts. But I actually agree with him on this one because think about it. Isaiah Thomas was in Boston for part of 2 seasons.
Yeah.
And they were pretty good there. But Rajon Rondo's thing was, what, you're celebrating guys who get you to the conference finals? We won championships. What, are you going to celebrate this guy and honor him and give him his own tribute and all this stuff? What, they hang conference finals? You guys, we don't do that in Boston.
Yeah, and
he also called out Phoenix. He's like, maybe in Phoenix you do something like that, not Boston.
Wow. Hey, Boston's having some other issues. Did you hear about Paul Pierce had his number retired in Boston Garden? And then he said that Kevin Garnett should be next. And I went, what? He shouldn't be retired.
KG's a Minnesota Timberwolf in my eyes.
You can never, ever,
he won a title with Boston, though.
You can win a title, but a lot of guys won titles in Boston, and those guys had multiple titles. You have, Larry Bird. You have Bill Russell.
The Chief.
Yeah, I mean, all these guys. No, you don't put Kevin Garnett up there. I'm sorry. You're right. He's a Minnesota Timberwolf.
Well, that's why Rajon Rondo was so upset because, hey, IT didn't do anything for Boston. Sure, he got him into the playoffs. Great. And Boston did welcome him very quickly. Like, he was the face of the Celtics for a season, and we can all agree on that. But he got all mad, got tossed from the game, and the Lakers ended up losing 139-117. Let's hear from Isaiah Thomas after getting ejected after that scuffle with Rajon Rondo last night.
Between you guys. The video explains it. He had, I don't know what was going on with him, but I don't know why I got thrown out. And I don't want to comment too much on it, but it was obvious what was going on. He was being too aggressive for whatever reason. And then he also hit me in my face 3 times. So at some point, like as a human, if nobody's gonna protect me, I gotta protect myself. And that's when I spoke up and then got upset. But I don't know. I hope the NBA figures something out with that because it was wrong for me to get ejected. And all I want to do is hoop, man. I'm on a new team. I'm trying to get acclimated with my teammates. And for me to get ejected for really saying nothing and trying to just protect myself is not right.
Did you say something so egregious that it warranted? I've never seen somebody that didn't do anything physical get thrown out as quickly as you did. Did the conversation escalate?
All right, so that was Isaiah Thomas talking after the game last night, after the loss and getting ejected with Rajon Rondo. Meanwhile, the Clippers, they actually beat the Celtics.
Bingo!
129-119. DeAndre Jordan, career high 30 points, 13 boards, even had 4 steals.
Yeah.
And right now, the Celtics, I always just thought, without looking at the standings, they're the number 1 team in the Eastern Conference. No, it's actually Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto. I mean, you think about the Toronto the last 3 years, they've been great. We talked about this a little bit last night. They're really not built they're not a playoff team as far as built for a championship, but they do have really good guards. They got Lowry, they got DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah.
Those guys can play. They can put up a lot of points. I just don't know if they're built for the long haul when you have to play that 7-game series where you have to be tough and physical, and I don't see them being that kind of team.
And if you're Doc Rivers, that's gotta feel good, right? You go back to Boston and you beat the Celtics.
Yeah, and I'm surprised that was DeAndre Jordan's career high was 30 points. I had thought maybe over the years he had scored, had a couple 40-point games. So obviously he's playing pretty well. Maybe he hit a few free throws.
He's the last of Lob City.
Yes, he is.
That's it. He's the last man standing. But when they get LeBron James next year, man, Lob City's back.
Just stop. Just stop it.
He's coming back.
Hey, Cleveland, did you see how much over the cap they're going to be next year? They're going to be the highest salaried team in sports history.
The Cavaliers?
Yes.
And they're not even going to be that good.
No. So that's a crazy situation.
You know what?
I still think he's gone.
Could the Cavaliers be like what the Lakers were when Kobe was at the end? Remember, Kobe's like, I need to get paid. I want all my money. I don't care if you only have 2 pennies to rub against each other. You don't have to go out and get other players. As long as I get paid, I don't care. And the Lakers stunk.
Like the Howard Nash and all that, the big disappointment.
Oh, yeah, when the Lakers... Remember the Lakers brought in the mailman? They brought in...
Gary Payton,
and that didn't work out. Didn't work out. That was the first big super team. He had 4 guys, 4 Hall of Famers on the same team.
LeBron's going to want his money, right? And then, hey, I don't care who you surround me with now. At the tail end of my career, I'm just going to get as much money as I can. I don't know. He's got money coming from all different corners of the earth, so I don't know if he's really concerned about what his NBA contract's going to look like as opposed to just winning championships.
Exactly.
So he's going to be on the Clippers next year.
Okay.
All right, well, we come back here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. The new head football coach at Notre Dame High School here in Riverside, Aaron Huerta. That's next on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
should be more natural, brother. It should flow out like this. Look, man, I ain't falling for no banana in my tailpipe.
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Corum.
1, 2, 3, my baby don't matter.
Is that Outcast?
It is Outcast.
Shake it like a Polaroid picture?
I love shaking it like a Polaroid picture.
Hey, welcome back. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. Breaking news right and left here on the show. Yesterday was a big day for high school football in the area, and it continued into Thursday. One of the premier programs here in the Inland Empire has a new head football coach, and we got him on the line right now. Let's join the new head coach for the Notre Dame Titans, Aaron Huerta, on the spoiled quick quality oil change celebrity hotline. Coach Huerta, first off, from Jeff and myself, congratulations on this head coaching gig with Notre Dame. I know the official news came down today. How excited for you to just get on the job and get things cracking over there?
I am super excited. Thanks for having me, guys. I just can't wait to get started. I met a couple of the boys, and it seems like we've got a promising future over there at Notre Dame.
Now, you're coming over from Servite High School, which is another private parochial school from the Trinity League. I mean, you guys played some big-time schools. Do you think the teams that you were able to coach against in Trinity League and some of those other non-league games that you guys had at Servite will prepare you for what you'll see out here in the Inland Empire? Because obviously you guys went up against some really top-notch high school football programs in Southern California and beyond.
Yeah, that was the fun part for the last 4 years. Was just game planning, game adjustments, and things like that. That I'm going to bring a great coaching staff together, and we're going to be ready for those things, and we're going to be excited and be ahead of the schedule, and really set the precedent on the field.
Well, Coach, this is Jeff Gorham here. I had a quick question. Can you maybe give us a little bit about your background? Because here in the IE, we always like to know our football coaches. We like to know where they've been. Give us a little bit of history of where you've been, Coach.
So I just finished my third year at Servite. Before that, I was at Corona Del Mar High School, where we won 3 CIF titles and a state title in 2013. Before that, I was at Woodrow Wilson in Long Beach for 4 years, and I coached baseball and football, where we won a national championship in baseball there. And then before that, I was born and raised in Fresno, California. So I coached a little bit at my high school, Bullard High School there.
What was that high school, Coach? I'm just curious.
Bullard High School.
Oh, Bullard. That's the Bullard Knights.
There you go. Yes,
sir. Pep knows.
I'm a Valley guy myself a little bit, so I know some of those Fresno and Clovis schools
yes,
as well. They play some good football up there too. In the track league. Okay, so Coach, so based on all the the success that you've had in your coaching career, Corona Del Mar, of course, Servite, and the good things they've done out there in the Trinity League. What kind of expectations do you have coming in here? Because this is a Notre Dame program that, they won a CIF Southern Section Championship in 2015. They've had a ton of success. They had a bunch of guys sign, college scholarships. I mean, this is a pretty premier program, and based on your past, it sounds like you're going to have a lot of expectations for this program and continue that winning tradition that you've had. It sounds like everywhere you've been.
Yeah, that's going to be the big thing is we're going to talk a lot about doing the right thing, putting in the work, and then the winning will come. I'm excited. I've seen the kids; they're ready to work. I've already watched some film. We've got a solid team coming back, so we're not in there to just play. We're not in there to just participate. We're going to go after a CIF title right away.
Now, I know Notre Dame's part of this new Raincross Conference, and where they kind of divided the teams up into 3 different leagues. I want to say Notre Dame is in is it the Sun Belt? I think it's the Sun Belt League in this new Raincross Conference.
The Super Conference.
Yeah, as Notre Dame's leaving the Ambassador League and kind of branching out on their own, and they're going to play some really good teams out of the Sun Belt League, the Inland Valley League. They kind of mashed them all together here in the Raincross Conference. So, Coach, at this point, I mean, it's only February, but are you already looking ahead to August and September and maybe who you're going to play and what the non-league schedule looks like? Or is it more about just getting in there right now and meeting the boys and getting your coaching staff together and what you need to do, like, here immediately?
I can't lie. I've already looked at our schedule. I'm super excited about it. You always do that as a coach. But, yeah, for us, the next 3 months is going to be the big thing. Getting in that weight room, making a difference. Making some gains, and then get on that field and see what we can do in the spring to put together a good program for the next 6 months.
Now, Coach, are you already entrenched at Notre Dame, or are you going to start later on in the year? What's the situation? What's the timeline for you?
I get to actually meet the whole team tomorrow, so I'm really excited for tomorrow. And then from there, they actually have a little break. They have a week off school, so when we get back, I'll be on campus every day, really just trying to get to know the kids, get to know the teaching faculty, and get ready to roll.
Well, he's a friend of our program. It's the great Ray Bass at Boost Performance Training. I told Coach Bass, Ray Bass, that you were coming over here, and he's like, "Oh man, great guy, great with kids, very passionate." So I know Ray Bass, and his brother obviously at Servite as well. You got his stamp of approval at least.
That's great. That's great. I'm actually giving him a call pretty soon to talk to him about him coming out helping our boys.
Oh, he's the best. Ray Bass at Boost Performance Training. He'll get you guys going in the right direction, that's for sure. So, Coach, how would you describe the kind of brand of football that you want to bring to Notre Dame? Because you look around the landscape right now, and it's the spread offense. It's scoring a lot of points. I know there's some schools hanging on to the ground game and the wing tee, and they hang their hat on defense. How would you describe your brand of football?
That's a good question. For me, I'm a defensive guy, so I'll start there. My big thing is if you come out to practice, you'll hear me say alignment, assignment, technique. We're going to play tough nose, physical but sound defense. Our kids are going to know exactly what the other team's doing and why they're doing it. On offense, we're going to get the ball out quick. We're going to get the ball to our athletes. We're going to try to run north and south, and we're going to try to score points. But most of all, we're going to be a sound team. We're not going to be too flashy and running 100 plays, but we're going to get to know what we're good at, and we're going to be successful on each play.
Now, you're going to play some good teams out here in the IE, but I guess the good news is you're not going to see Bosco or Mater Dei, right, for a while.
That is not bad.
When you look at your schedule right now, I don't know if it's public consumption yet, for everyone to know, but I know Aquinas is coming back. That's not a league game anymore because you guys moved out of the Ambassador League, but I know Aquinas is coming back. That's a huge rivalry game for Notre Dame. Anyone else on that schedule that kind of caught your eye?
Just being from Orange County, we get to play Tustin in the offseason. So that's always going to be fun. And Coach over there does a great job, gets a bunch of tough kids. That's going to be a great test for us. And then we get our league and our two higher division games in there. But those two really point out to me, but I just can't wait for August 17th for our first game.
Well, Coach, you're coming into a great situation. You guys have a brand new practice facility on campus, and you guys play at one of the premier sites here in Riverside City at Wheelock Stadium at RCC. Coach, you got a lot of things to look forward to, especially at Notre Dame.
Yes, I'm super excited, and I'm just waiting for day one in the weight room, getting to work, and starting the season off.
And, Coach, this is kind of a generic football question, but you mentioned your first game is August 17th. Like, the whole schedule, everything's going to be accelerated because it's going to start a week early here for high school football. Does that change anything you guys do? I mean, are you going to be in pads and helmets in July? I mean, how does that change your process in preparing for this first season?
No, nothing too major. I've always kind of played a 0 week, so I'm kind of used to it. But, we'll have to start our break. We'll have to start a little bit earlier. Our 3-week dead period, I'll have to start a little bit earlier. But after that, same things are going to be going. It might be going into a little bit July, but nothing major.
All right, that's Aaron Huerta, the new head football coach at Notre Dame High School right here in Riverside. Again, Coach, congratulations from everyone here at the Inland Sports Show, and we hope to meet you in person very, very soon.
I can't wait. You guys are always welcome to practice games. You guys just give us a call at Notre Dame.
We appreciate that. That's Aaron Huerta, new head football coach at Notre Dame here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Again, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, that was Aaron Huerta, man. You can see it, like Ray Bass told us, man. Really great guy, very passionate. I think that came across on the radio right now.
Yeah, I mean, and really, you think about Notre Dame, one of the oldest programs in Riverside, but think of the coaching staffs that's been there. I mean, you've had some great coaches come through there and gone on to great careers. And, Riverside really supports Notre Dame, and Notre Dame is a great place to go watch a game down at Wheelock Stadium. And I think the tradition will carry itself, and it's nice to see some new blood come into Riverside, somebody that wasn't rehashed. So it's really nice to see somebody brought in from somewhere outside of Riverside.
And a guy who obviously has been around some big-time high school football. I mean, it's Corona Del Mar. When he was at Corona Del Mar on their staff, they won a state championship. He was at Servite. When you're at Servite in the Trinity League, you're playing Bosco, you're playing Mater Dei, you're playing Olu, Orange Lutheran. I mean, he sees like a lot of great high school football.
That's a national league right there. That is, you talk
That
about
might be the premier high school football league in the country.
Yeah, I agree. And you got to learn from some great guys. It sounds like he's been around. He's been, he's a baseball coach. He said he was a national champ at Wilson. Was it Woodrow Wilson?
Yeah, Wilson.
Wilson in Long Beach. So, I mean, he's got a good pedigree, and it'll be nice to see it translate over here to Notre Dame.
You like how I dropped some Bullard Knight action? The Bullard Knights, man. Actually, Bullard was really good at high school basketball for a while. They still might be, but I remember they were really good in high school basketball.
God, I love it when you bore me with that Middle Earth stuff.
In fact, hey, I'm going to hit you more with Middle Earth. I'm going to take you straight to Mordor right now. Centennial High School played Bullard in the state playoffs, and we have video highlights of it.
Get out.
If I didn't delete it. Yeah, it's around. Yeah. So Bullard was really good at high school basketball.
You're a brain trust. When it comes to Middle Earth and Middle of California, you're a brain trust. Right
Straight
there.
to Mount Doom, baby.
There it is.
Jeff. Thank you, Gandalf. Gandalf the Grey, Gandalf the White.
Yeah.
The White Wizard, or whatever they call them. Okay, Jeff. Now that we're family, you know me pretty well, right?
I do.
What are the two things I love the most?
Well, I know I know one of them we talk about all the time is
my wife.
Your wife.
Take my wife out of the equation.
Okay, the family and yada yada. But we go on these long road trips and we're always talking about the Squatch.
The Squatch. Two things I love: football, and Bigfoot.
Yeah.
So we just had football, so it only makes sense we talk about my second favorite thing,
which is Bigfoot.
In fact, I told you didn't notice this on that whole long car ride up to San Luis Obispo. My car air freshener is Bigfoot.
Yeah, it
smells like pine. Like it's Bigfoot. I love Bigfoot. I always have. I grew up in Northern California, and there's all these little shops and museums.
Oh yeah.
Going through like Trinity County, going up into Humboldt County. All the little towns, Willow Creek and Weaverville, and all these little places.
The Trees of Mystery. They have a museum up there in that area.
So
yeah, we love the Squatch, and I got confirmation.
You got some what?
I have some confirmation.
What's
We're gonna
going
have,
down?
There was a Sasquatch sighting up in Crestline.
In the Inland Empire.
In the IE, and it's great as it is, we have a young lady, Claudia Ackley, who's all over the internet right now. If you read her story, she saw 3 Squatches up in Crestline, and she's going to be a guest on our show on Monday.
I am 100% serious when I say this. I would love to go up there to the area where she saw them.
Let's do it. You and I. We'll do it.
I would love to. I just watched. Craig's laughing over here. I watched the documentary on Netflix.
Oh, yeah, you told me all about that.
Some of the stuff looked a little sketchy, but some of the stuff I'm like, oh my gosh, that looks pretty real. Like, I'm so into Bigfoot, and I can't believe we have a sighting here in the Inland Empire. Not 1, not 2, 3. 3.
I'll make it 4 right here.
Yeah, you're talking about, hey,
Jeff might be part Bigfoot.
Part 4 over here.
I am
He's kind of squatchy.
6'8", I got size 15 shoes. But I'll tell you what, I think we should take our families and go up there. Seriously, that would be awesome if we do a video. We video it.
Well, I made my kids watch a little bit of that documentary about Bigfoot on Netflix, and my little one got a little freaked out. I think she'd be a no-go, but my oldest, she'd probably be into it. My wife, I don't know. She's not a big camper. She likes maybe glamping.
Nah, I'm not camping. We just go up
there and get out.
We go for a couple hours.
But see, it sounds like the Squatch comes out at night. It sounds like Bigfoot might be nocturnal. I don't know. We'll have to talk. What's her name again?
Claudia Ackley.
Might have to talk to Claudia about that.
You know what? I actually read the article. It was at dusk that she saw it.
See? They're just waking up. They're just stretching. Let's go get some breakfast.
Because you guys were just talking during the break. There was Sasquatch up there, and it was a race. What was the underground city you were talking about?
Oh, you want to go second level?
Yeah, I do.
I will go all second level on you right now.
Okay. I want to hear this. I love it.
So when I was working at ABC7 in Redding, California, doing my TV sports anchor thing, I covered a mountain bike race.
Okay.
And it was, what was the town called? I think it was French Gulch. It was a little town. And it was called the Lemurian.
Now, what's a Lemurian?
Well, that's the thing. I'm like, man, that's kind of weird. Why would they name a mountain bike race a Lemurian? So I get out there and like, oh, no, the Lemurian. You know the Lemurians. I'm like, no, I don't. I was born and raised up here. I've never heard of it. They say there's a race of aliens that live underneath Mount Shasta.
Stop it.
And here's the second level part as we take you straight to Mount Doom, straight through Mordor right now.
All right.
They said, again, this is what I had heard, that possibly Bigfoot was like the workers for the aliens. So like if they were building the city and doing like heavy labor and stuff like that, It was the Bigfoot underneath Mount Shasta building the cities, the community, the empire for the Lemurian aliens. So maybe Bigfoot escaped the Lemurians under Mount Shasta, and they just kind of dispersed. And now we got 3 in the IE.
I'm excited. I can't wait to talk to her. I love this kind of stuff. I really do. And I honestly, I'm a complete believer. I always have been. You know, we took a family trip up to Oregon 2 years ago. All the Gorham boys and Smedberg. And I'm telling you what, we were looking for squatches the entire time. We camped. We stayed in yurts. We went and walked around the woods. Yeah, I stayed in a yurt. Have you ever stayed in a yurt?
No, I haven't.
You know what a yurt is?
No,
it's like a round hut. It's like a tent, but it's like a round.
I'd picture something like that in like Mongolia.
Yeah,
is that safe?
Same thing. They have them all over the northwest, and we stayed in a yurt. And I remember we would venture out at night looking for some squatches.
Can you imagine you're with your family and you're going up to, like, let's say the Lake Arrowhead area or Big Bear, and you're going to go play in the snow. Maybe you're going to go skiing or snowboarding. And you see 3 squatches?
Be awesome.
Dude, if I saw a Sasquatch, even if I just saw one, probably change my life.
It would definitely change my life. I'm telling you, they've never killed anybody, so I wouldn't be scared of it. I might try to befriend it. Or maybe I'm a close relative because I am.
You are pretty.
I am Squatch-like.
Yeah.
I've got hair on my back.
You're pretty Squatch-like.
Came to visit from
they might see you, Jeff, and be like, like embrace you.
I could be.
How tall are you, Jeff?
About 6'8".
And they say Bigfoot's like 7, 8 feet, somewhere in there. Yeah.
I could be a little brother.
Little baby Squatch.
A baby Squatch right here.
Jeff is a baby.
Shaved Squatch.
I want to unify.
The hairless Squatch.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I want to unify the Squatch and the people. And I'm not kidding around. If they're up here in the IE, I'm going to look.
You can make yourself a basketball team with that.
We could.
Man. Oh, you would dominate.
I would, but I would have. I'd be a point guard on that team.
Yeah, you would.
Just think of it this way, though. Let's get Cullen. Let's get Greg. We go up on a weekend. Not during the snow because I don't really like to be cold that much. I just got out of Colorado.
We just found that out. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think we should go up. We should video it. What, like a video documentary?
Oh yeah, I'd take the video camera for sure.
Let's do it. We'll do it.
We need that, like, what's it called? Like night vision? Like,
we'll have Colin go first.
Yeah. Hey, Colin, we heard something over there. You go first, bro. Go check that out. Intern Colin.
I think we should do it. I think just take a couple hours.
Wouldn't that be so fun?
We'll take up some snacks, some lunches.
Slim Jims.
What do you think they
take? Some Slim Jims.
Oh yeah, we know what they eat, right?
Yeah, they.
No, but what would we take?
Jerky. Beef jerky.
So in the documentary I watched, the guy would leave out like apples. Like fruit. Like, who doesn't like apples, right? I'm sure Bigfoot loves apples. So we'd have to go up there maybe with like a gift, a present. Like leave some apples out, maybe some apples. Bananas.
But don't you like when you go hunting? We're not hunting squat. Well, hunting's.
No, we're not going up there to try to kill Bigfoot. We just want to see Bigfoot. We love Bigfoot.
When you hunt, don't you rub pee all over yourself? Like deer pee?
Do you, Greg?
You hunt?
I'll pass.
I have friends that are big time hunters and they rub like deer pee on them. I'm going to rub some Squatch pee on me.
Where do you get Squatch pee, though?
Just on the trees. Really high on the trees because they're tall.
Maybe. Okay, so we're gonna have Claudia on the show Monday.
Yeah, and I'm really excited. I honestly want to hear her story. And
you said this was it Lake Arrowhead or Crestline? Crestline.
I'm going to read more.
That's not too far up there.
She says there's video and pictures, and I'm excited to check it out. So maybe on the break we'll check it out. But like I said, she's agreed to come on the show Monday, and we're going to talk some Squatch on the Inland Sports Show.
Again, there's 2 things I love: football and Bigfoot.
I agree. I like basketball, and I've always loved Bigfoot. How about you, Greg?
We're going to make this happen.
I love music and Bigfoot.
Yeah! We're going to have an expert. We're going to have somebody that's seen a Squatch.
You know what?
She's going to be on our show, and we're going to support and love her for the rest of our lives.
It would be cool to have her take us back to the location. Because, again, you might read a story in the newspaper, and they're going to play it right down the middle, and they're going to be all stuffy about it. We want to have fun. We love Bigfoot. We want to see Bigfoot just like she saw it. Can you imagine? Like, if we actually ran into a Bigfoot and we had pictures or video?
This place would explode.
Dude, I would love to get a quick picture of Jeff giving, like, knuckles to Bigfoot. Like, he just comes out and gives him knuckles.
Hey, Mike Trout and I. We gave a little.
You and Mike Trout, tight.
We knuckle bumped. Why couldn't I knuckle bump with a Squatch? Yeah, one of my buddies.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jeff. I'm looking over Jeff's shoulder, reading his private text messages now.
Where does the show stand on the Yeti? I think they're a form of a Squatch.
All right, let's go around the room just so there's no confusion. Greg, do you believe in Bigfoot?
Yeah.
Jeff, do you believe in Bigfoot?
Always have.
Well, 3 for 3.
Yeah.
If we were a baseball player, we'd be hitting 1,000 right now.
You know, they are still discovering new species of
They
animals
are.
and insects on this world, and so why not?
Oceans are deep. The forests are huge. Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you think the Yeti is a form of Squatch?
It could be a distant relative.
Maybe a snow Squatch.
Yeah,
I think it's
exactly.
sweet. I'm excited. I'm really excited.
So that's coming up on Monday.
She gave me her number. I'm going to call her.
You got some digits.
I got their digits. I'm going to give her a call.
When we get in the break, I would like to see some of the video and pictures, but I'm very excited to talk to her on Monday about Bigfoot, but I'd also like to go into the mountains and find that location and hang out.
Yeah, she'll tell us, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, we can record some great stuff. Yeah, field trip.
An inland sports field trip. We can
grab the interns. We're going up to the mountains.
I'm excited.
It's just crazy. It's right here in the Inland Empire. I never thought we'd have like a Bigfoot sighting in the IE. Maybe there's been some in the past. I just haven't heard about them.
Now, I really have goosebumps. I'm excited to go. I'm excited.
Well, it's going down on Monday, so we're excited to talk to Claudia. Maybe she can shed a little bit more light. I know there's a newspaper story or two floating around out there, but we'll get to the good stuff. We'll ask Claudia about, where the Sasquatch was, what it looked like, the entire encounter, and again, if Jeff and I can kind of, recreate the situation, like go at dusk, go to the same spot. Maybe she had food on her, maybe Sasquatch was hungry, slept all day and got up and was hungry. We got to recreate it so we can get back there.
I'm excited. We're gonna do it, guys. Let's do it. It's going to be an Inland Sport first.
It's going to be an Inland Sports exclusive. Again, when we're not covering high school football and breaking all the big football news, like Jeff Steinberg to Beaumont, Rich Lunsford to Rev, and Aaron Huerta at Notre Dame, we're not breaking all that news. We're looking for Bigfoot.
You're darn right.
We're on a mission.
I've been on a family field trip just to look for them. Didn't see it, but I can't wait. Now they're local. I don't have to go as far.
You don't have to go to Oregon. They're right here in the Inland Empire, Jeff. 3 of them.
I don't have to go to Yachats, Oregon anymore to check out, see if I can find a squash. Now I can just drive up the mountain.
Yachats? Is that the name of the town or the city you went to?
That was the city we went to, yes. Yachats. And I saw whales from my bedroom. That's pretty cool.
That is big time.
Yeah, it's cool. I also ate clams. No, oysters.
Oysters?
Yeah, you know what oysters is, right? It's just snot. Have you ever had oysters?
No, I'm not a seafood guy.
My wife's like, you got to try oysters. They're fantastic. And then you eat them, but you don't chew them. You drink them. I'm like, man, it's just like I had post-nasal drip.
Oh, that's gross, Jeff.
But I got her, got her riled up to hang out and kiss me and stuff. So yeah, I liked it.
They're aphrodisiac.
It worked out in your favor.
You drink it.
Would you try snails as cargo?
Oh, I did.
I did.
I did.
Yeah. How's that?
Horrible.
Yeah,
in fact, I was on a cruise ship.
I was too.
Can you compare it to
with garlic and butter?
Can you compare it the texture to like a gummy bear or something like that?
It was like biting into your tongue. If
okay.
you have
yeah.
It was weird. And then here's
kind
what
of squishy.
I did. Here's what I did is I put it in my mouth, I chewed on it for a minute, and I was like, this is rotten. So when no one was looking, I spit it in my napkin, and then I excused myself to go to the restroom.
You didn't eat it?
No, I couldn't.
I ate it.
You did?
I ate it. Did it come in picture like a muffin tray?
Yes, little
holes, and there's all these little.
Yeah, we did the same thing.
Hey, what cruise was this? Where'd you go?
Yeah, it was like Royal Caribbean. I went down to. I think I was in the Bahamas when I actually did it. But yeah. Tried it. It was horrible.
It was
but
disgusting.
I remember I said, "Excuse me," and I walked in. I was in the bathroom, and it had been sitting in my cheek actually for a long time.
Oh,
yeah, it was terrible.
A snail hanging out in your mouth?
Yeah, it was in my cheek. It was like cud. It was like cud of a cow. No,
that's
rotten.
Gross. All right. I'm sure Bigfoot loves the Winter Olympics, right? He lives up in the mountains. How do you not love the Winter Olympics? So when we come back, we'll bring you up to date what's going on with the Americans at the 2018 Winter Olympics in South Korea. We also got more UC Riverside basketball talk. And, Jeff, we knew that UCR was going to win the basketball game before they even tipped it off.
We did.
We're going to tell you why, because we knew exactly what was going to happen before the game even started, because Jeff did some investigative reporting before the game. So we knew. It was like, write it down. It's a done deal.
And I really did. I'm not
You
kidding.
did. No, you did. You did. So we'll talk UC Riverside basketball, the Winter Olympics, and a little bit later in the show, Shohei Ohtani from the Angels addressing the media, talking for the first time from spring training. We'll be right back. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
Riverside.
That girl wilding all outside. Talking about she looked like Janet Jackson.
Ooh, no, she didn't go there.
Yeah, got the car looking more like Freddie Jackson.
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Corum.
Welcome back. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM, brought to you by Spoiled, quick quality oil change, Kin Sporting Goods, Boost Performance Training with Coach Ray Bass, and Catalano Motors in Corona off Temescal Canyon Road. Jeff, this journey to find Bigfoot's really taken on a life of its own. We got people texting us out of the blue. I think we're going to have like a whole caravan. Everyone wants to find Bigfoot with us.
Anyone that wants to join the Inland Sports Show, we are going to recreate Miss Ackley's experience up in Crestline. We would like to invite anyone that would like to join the Inland Sports crew. We're going to have a videographer there, and it will be something special. Just be prepared to bring apples, Fritos, and a Coca-Cola.
That's what she had.
Yeah, so if you want to join, tweet us, send us a text, let us know if you're in, because we're going to we might even get shirts made for this.
Oh, yeah, we should, like Team Bigfoot or Team Sasquatch or whatever.
I'm really excited, and I'm not kidding around. This is cool stuff.
And you know what's even cooler is, like, because you've been messaging with her, Claudia, up there, who saw the Bigfoot. That's another question I have. If you have multiple Bigfoot, is it Bigfoots or Big Feet?
Big Feet.
You know what I mean? Think about it. But anyways, we'll ask her about that. But she even said in some of your messages back and forth that, it's okay to be skeptical.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we're all in. Again, I've loved Bigfoot since I was a kid. I want him to be real. I want to find him. I want to, I love it. But she's like, you know what? Be skeptical. Like, have questions and get down to the truth of it.
And honestly, it brings out the kid in everybody, really, if you think about it. Those are one of the things, the folklore. Heck, every time my family goes and stays in a nice hotel or an old hotel, my wife and kids go looking for ghosts.
They do?
They do. It's like a big deal to them. We stayed in the Stanley Hotel where the Shining took place, where Stephen King, it was in Colorado. It was up in the Rocky Mountain National Forest. We stayed at the hotel that Stephen King wrote The Shining in.
Really?
Yeah, it's supposed to be the most haunted hotel in the world.
Like the what's that big boat? The St. Mary?
Yes.
Long Beach, places like that.
Queen Mary, you mean?
Queen Mary. What did I say? St. Mary?
St. Mary. I didn't know she was a saint.
St. Mary's College. St. Mary. I don't know what I'm talking about right now.
The Queen Mary. We stayed there too.
Hey, but your boy Chris Chaddock, he wants in on the action.
He's in.
He wants to go camping with us and go find Bigfoot.
I think I got my boy Josh is in too.
Man, again, a whole caravan. Like, we're going to have a whole team up there.
The professor's in too, he told me.
I think there's going to be some recruiting or something.
I know, but you know what? We gotta do this by the resources we need. Like, who's got night vision?
I do.
Who's got?
I really do. I have two.
You have night vision?
I have, believe it or not, I have no idea why this, but I have 2 night vision goggles. I have 2.
Okay, well, we're ready to go.
I have a one that's like what you're going through one, and then I have one you put on your head, and you can, no joke, I have 2 of them.
You bring the night vision, Greg will bring the Fritos, and I'll bring
apples.
The apples?
Apples.
Okay.
But I do.
We're good.
I kid you not, I'm going to send you a picture later on. I have night vision. I'm going to send you a picture. You put them on
Why
your
do
head.
you have night vision?
I don't know, because, I used to like Silence of the Lambs. Put the lotion in the basket. I was remember
that's
that
scary.
Movie?
Don't do that.
Do you remember
again.
that movie? Do you remember?
I don't know if I've ever seen that. I know which one you're talking about.
What's wrong with you? You've never seen Silence of the Lambs?
If it's not Star Wars or Lord of the Rings, like Mordor, I don't know if I've seen it.
The lotion makes the skin soft. And he had night vision goggles, and he was right there with Clarice Starling.
Don't do that. You're freaking me out.
The lotion goes in the basket. Yes, it does. And then he says something really vile. But yeah, he's like, I like fine Chianti and some fava beans.
Greg found it. Is it clean? Is it not?
I don't know. You can't do it. You can't do it. That's not clean.
It's not clean.
It's not clean.
It's not clean. We don't want this to be our last show. We're gonna talk Bigfoot on Monday. This can't be our last show.
No, it's not clean.
We got to get to Sasquatch on Monday.
Yeah, the show has to survive. I can just tell.
This is not a drill.
The lotion goes in the basket. The lotion makes the skin soft.
Ugh.
Does that sound creepy?
Yeah, you're freaking me out.
Yeah.
There's no smooth transition. We're going to go straight to the 2018 Olympic Games.
Any of this, Greg. Greg, you're riding on thin ice, Greg. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I think he's doing it.
He's gonna do it.
You have no idea what kind of hell I can bring you!
Oh, all right.
Oh, it's Joe Dirt.
Broken record, okay. I've been down here 2 weeks, man. What do you want?
Puts the lotion on its skin. Now!
Well,
Joe
say
Dirt.
it, don't spray it, brother. Dang.
Dang.
Big towel now.
Does what it's told!
Life's a garden, dig it.
There, look, I'm putting the lotion on the skin. I'm rubbing it in.
Oh, that's so weird.
I really do.
Hey,
I have night
tell you
vision
the truth,
goggles. I have
brother,
2 sets.
between
I
and
want
me,
you to take
that thing
pictures
with
of the
dog
night
is
vision
coming off a little
goggles
fruity.
and put them on Twitter. Can you take a picture
That's just
through
me
the night
talking
vision
now.
goggles? Or it doesn't work like that, right?
I can have Smedberg take a picture of me.
You wearing them? Do
Do
it.
it tonight.
Do it. Do it.
It's the best.
Real quick, your Winter Olympics update from Pyeongchang, South Korea. Again, American Michaela Schifrin, one of the big-time stars at the Winter Olympics, captured gold in the women's giant slalom, and it's her second career gold. She's trying to make it 3 as she will try to defend her gold medal tonight in the women's slalom. So she's going for her second of this Olympic Games and third overall. She is the face of the American team. And Shaun White, too. Shaun White, the Flying Tomato.
The Flying Tomato.
Yeah, he's awesome, dude. I love that guy. He's awesome.
He
Shaun White.
has a cheeseburger that they named after him.
Where?
In I don't know.
Really?
What's it called?
Pyeongchang.
Pyeongchang. Okay, they have and it was. Guess how much the burger was?
How much?
$1,900 for a cheeseburger.
Dollars?
American.
Is that
dinero.
real?
Yeah, no joke.
Google it. I want to see what that
I'll
looks
show you.
like.
Hold on. But
Okay.
first, let's talk about my favorite. Let's see how Anastasia
Brizgalova. Brizgalova.
Look her up. Anybody that's listening right now, when you go home, look up Anastasia Brizgalova. She's a Russian curler. She's the young, beautiful, Angelique looking woman. She is my favorite, and all I care about in the Olympics is Anastasia.
You know what? Find her on Twitter. See if she'll do the show.
No, she won't do the show. She doesn't speak English.
She might. She might for you.
She is. Okay, what am I looking up, you said?
What was it? The burger. Shaun White and his
Shaun
burger.
White burger.
Also from the 2018 Winter Olympics, we have women's snowboard cross as American Lindsay Jacobellis is trying to win the gold medal there. And the men's ice hockey team, remember, in hockey, they do not have the NHL stars there. So it's not really representative of the best from each country. But nevertheless, U.S. got off to a rocky start, losing to Slovenia. Tough loss, too. They had the lead. They gave it away late. They lost in overtime. And now they're trying to get back, at least get a couple of wins here in pool play and battle back in men's ice hockey. Remember, in women's ice hockey, we have Kayla Barnes, who's from Eastvale here in the Inland Empire. She's the youngest and also, they said, the smallest player on the women's national hockey team, a defender by trade. Yes, Jeff?
It's $920. It's called the Flying Tomato.
Is there
burger.
a picture of it, though? Is there any? I want to see what the burger looks like.
It's red. There it is, right there.
That's it?
That's it. $920.
That's what Wimpy ate in the Popeye movie, man. That's nothing.
I would gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. Yeah, look at that. I don't know what that means. I get it.
Dude, I got to be honest. I'm not impressed.
No, but $900 for a burger.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's weird. That's weird.
Are you sure it's American dollars?
American?
There's not like a conversion rate
right
where you're like, I'm sorry, it's actually $8.
What does that say? The $920 Flying Tomato burger.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm telling you, if it's food, I know.
There's one thing Jeff knows, it's food.
Hey, we got food last night for free.
Yeah, you sweet talked your way into a couple of burritos.
Dude, we were at Cal State Northridge wearing our UC Riverside basketball shirts.
Our polos.
And they had a party was going on in front of the gym at Northridge. And of course they had like solar, they had a video photo booth. We weren't going to get on.
We can't take a photo booth with the Cal State Northridge gear.
No, but there was a booth there, an El Pollo Loco booth, and they gave us free burritos. And then a lady stopped us and she says, "Hey, you guys can't eat that."
She said, "Hey, hairless Bigfoot."
She said, "Hey, you hairless Bigfoot." And she was really tall, wasn't she?
Yeah, she's taller than me.
Yeah, she was eyeball to me, and then she had this thing in her ear like she was a security. I'm like,
like Secret Service.
I am in big trouble. And she goes, you're not supposed to wear that shirt and eat free burritos. I said, well, I'm sorry. And then she said she knew the athletic director and everyone. I'm like, we're in trouble, Pep. And then I said, I didn't take it. That guy did, talking about Pep.
But we quickly turned the conversation into Lots of smiles and positivity. By the end, she liked us. She was like, "Hey guys, hey, we're best friends, slap hands."
But I'm going to be honest. When she was talking to me, my stomach was rumbling, and all I could think about was biting into. We had a mini churro and a big burrito.
You couldn't even wait till we sat down. I looked over at you, and you're already eating. You're walking and eating.
Man, I'm telling you. And then we stopped at a Starbucks that really wasn't a Starbucks.
Yeah. After we left it, I'm like, I don't know if that was a real Starbucks.
It said Starbucks, and it was a hand-painted sign that said Starbucks. And we had to drive through a back alley just to get in line for our coffee. Good times riding up on the old road trips.
Oh, some of these road trips are so fun.
Yeah.
See, when Greg brings up Adam Sandler, it always gets my attention. He's one of the funniest guys. You got something good, Greg?
Yep. It's not even Friday yet. Feels like a Friday
show. It does feel like a Friday. I'm so tired. Go ahead.
Fun, somebody stole all our lunches. Who would steal 30 bag lunches?
I'll tell you who took those lunches. That damn Sasquatch.
Damn Sasquatch. Yeah, Greg, bringing Squatch back into the fold.
Jeff is a hairless Bigfoot.
Man. Gosh, it's been
You are hairless, right?
I am. Yes, I am.
Shave it all off. You're going to walk up there to the mountains, and Bigfoot's not going to know what hit him.
Yeah, when I'm walking around, I look like a newborn. I've shaved my back. I'm shaven. I'm clean shaven, like a newborn baby walking around.
Well, you know what? That might play in our favor when we try to go find Bigfoot up in the mountains. Crestline, right?
Yes,
Crestline. All right, we come back.
Wait, make sure you wear a lot of brute.
Is that what Bigfoot likes?
Squatch pee. I might have Pep pee on me. Pep, be ready. Be ready with the pee. But I want you peeing into like a washcloth.
Yeah,
I don't want you peeing straight on me. So pee into a washcloth and I'll rub it on me. I guess. I'll wear my big flannel shirt. Just don't pee directly on me. That's kind of weird. Everything else is.
It's all weird,
no,
Jeff. What are you talking about?
Not rubbing pee. Hey, we're going out for Squatch. We're not going out for hanging out to just be with each other.
Again, more Bigfoot talk coming up on Monday with Claudia, who lives up in the mountains, saw 3 of them, and we're going to talk to her about it.
There's a lawsuit.
Get to the bottom. Yeah.
A lawsuit.
Well, basically, the heart of the lawsuit is she just wants Bigfoot to be recognized as real, like a species. Yeah, like it's a real thing. So
I agree 1,000%.
All right, we come back here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. We're going to go circle back, talk more about that big UC Riverside basketball win against Cal State Northridge because Jeff was on fire last night.
Yeah, man.
Maybe it was the coffee. Maybe it was the El Pollo Loco. I don't know, but Jeff had the game of his life last night.
Yeah, let's be honest, there was a little giggling going on during
it was so much fun. We're going to play the best of from the big UCR win last night. We'll all have a good laugh as again, Jeff really brought his A game, if I can use the sports cliche. Really brought it. He stepped his game up last night. We'll be right back. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
I got a hall pass.
play 60.
Donate!
Are you guys going to do that every time?
Yes, of course!
Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
What's happening, hot stuff?
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
And welcome back to the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. We're about to dive into some Highlander basketball. Man, the commercial breaks around here, we're laughing it up. My stomach's hurting so bad.
Gosh, I was really kind of tired. Now I'm fired up.
I know, me too. I wasn't feeling that well today. But we were talking about going up to the mountains looking for these the Sasquatches.
Yeah.
But you said because we want to try to recreate the scene.
I'm ready.
Like partially because we're trying to just be funny, but partially because like we want to find Bigfoot.
We love it.
So we're gonna put you in your Chewbacca costume,
and we're gonna recreate.
And we're gonna say this is exactly where he was. This is what it looked like.
Yeah, I'm telling. Hey, Claudia Ackley will be on the show at 4:00. So those
on
Monday. So make sure everyone is listening because it's going to be a great radio. I'm excited. I can't wait.
I had to text my wife because she knows I love Bigfoot, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a lady down here in the Inland Empire. She saw not one, not two, but 3 Bigfoot, and we're going to talk to her on Monday. So we're fired up about it.
Is the wife a believer?
No, she's probably more skeptical.
Smedberg's definitely a believer.
Really?
Yeah, she's a big time believer. She believes in
married. Hairless Bigfoot.
I can't wait.
All right, so last night, big win for UC Riverside. I can't even really put it into terms how big it was. It wasn't a must-win game, but as close as it can be to a must-win game.
It was a must-win game.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
I know.
Yeah, it was a must-win.
Justin Bell, after the game, the head coach of the Highlanders, said after the game he didn't want to put too much pressure on the guys, saying like, "Hey guys, if you lose this game, we're done." But it's pretty much if you lose this game, you're done. They had to win this game to stay in the hunt for that final postseason bid for the conference tournament. They got the job done, 69-62. They pulled away. What was it, an 18-0 run about midway through the second half?
18-0 run. The bench. You know, it's kind of weird though. You say the bench really came out for Riverside, but the bench consisted of Dikembe Martin, or as I called him, DJ Martin last night.
Yeah.
And Alex Larson. Those guys are, they're starters.
Minnow Dykstra.
Those guys are stars, and they're coming off the bench now because of such injuries and suspensions. But yeah, what a great 18-0 run. Great game.
Yeah, 44 points off the bench.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So it was a great win last night. We were celebrating with the guys, but let's be honest, Jeff. We knew that they were going to win before they even threw the ball up on the tip.
Yes, we did.
And how did we know that? We knew that UCR was going to beat Cal State Northridge before they even had the starting intros.
Well, the last two wins that the Highlanders have, one at Hawaii and one last night. There was one element that was missing from Big West play, and you know what that element was?
Yeah, what was it? What was missing last night?
Well, we talked about that the Stones have been a big
the Rolling Stones.
No. The mighty Boss Stones.
Oh, the Boss Stones. Yeah.
The Boss Stones are such a big part of Big West basketball. You and I were talking, and the band started walking in slowly.
Because everywhere we go, they play, knock on wood.
Yeah. So
or the impression that I get, whatever the official title is.
So the band walks in, and Pep goes, "Hey, do you think they're going to play the Stones?" I went, "I don't know." And then Pep goes, "Hey, why don't you go over and ask them?" So what did I do, Pep? Seriously, it's just no joke.
We were getting ready for tip-off. Jeff and I are crunching the numbers. We've got all these notes, and we're getting prepared for a big-time live broadcast in the Big West Conference. And Jeff gets up, and he goes and talks to the band leader.
I walked right over to that band leader, and I say, "Hey, do you guys play the Stones?" No joke. I said it just like, "Did you guys play the Stones?" And they said, "What?" I said, "Do you play the Stones, the staple of the Big West?" And he goes,
"The Beatles of the Big West."
The Beatles of the Big West. He goes, "No." And I said, "You don't play this?" And I had my phone queued up, and I held it up, and I said, "This is the Stones."
You don't know the Stones?
And he did not. They said, "We don't play
I don't
that."
think he knows the Stones.
He said, "We do not play this." I said, "Thanks, guys." And they looked at me like I was crazy. I walked back to Pep, and I said, "We have a victory in hand."
In the bag.
In the bag. They didn't even know who the Stones were.
Because we've noticed a trend, because everywhere we go in the Big West Conference, everybody plays the mighty Boss Stones. But remember I told you, I didn't hear it in Hawaii.
No.
Guess what UCR did in Hawaii?
Beat them.
They won.
Beat them like a stepchild.
Then we go to Cal State Northridge.
Beat them like another stepchild.
You know the Stones. No. Win.
Yeah.
So there's the trend.
So do we tell UC Riverside on Saturday not to play the Stones, or do we love the Stones though?
Yeah, I think
home game.
Home game's different than the road,
they've
right?
They've won at home. They beat Valpo on the Stones.
Oh, that's right.
They did.
Okay, so You know what? Maybe we should reach out to the band leader at UC Riverside, have he or she call in and just confirm. Say, listen, we want to give the team the best shot to win. The best shot is when you guys are blasting the Stones.
Yeah, we got to do that first thing. In fact, I'm gonna call after we get off the show.
And we're going to tweet and keep tagging them on social media until they finally respond to the Inland Sports Show, because we got to get the Stones on here.
I want the Stones in studio with horns and a horn section in the back.
Yeah.
I want a live knock on wood, baby. And it was the greatest.
For whatever reason, the mighty Boston's big in college basketball. Everybody plays it except Hawaii and Northridge, and we saw how that worked out, which is good.
They're losers. The karma of the Stones cost them.
So no Stones last night. That was a bummer, but it was a big win for UCR. And Jeff Gorham over here, the hairless Bigfoot, was on fire last night during the live broadcast. Jeff, were you just feeling it? Were you in the zone? Like, did you feel like you could go for 50 last night? Were you just feeling it?
I was in that shooter zone. You know, we had that great 3-hour show. We were talking. Hey, I surprised you with my baseball knowledge, didn't I?
Yeah, you were talking Halos. We're gonna talk Halos later in the show too.
We went Halos. We were going off Trent Rush. The voice of the Angels is like, wow. Gorham, what do you know about Soch? And I go, dude, I know everything. I know everything about Soch. I met Soch at UCR when I was a kid.
You did?
I did.
What was he doing out there at UCR?
There was Jack Smither in the old baseball coach.
Yes.
He used to have a little Dodgers. It was a Dodgers clinic. It was free for kids. And Steve Yeager and Mike Scioscia and Jerry Royce and Tom Niedenfuhrer all were there, and I got a baseball signed by all of them.
Breaking news. We've got a live update from my wife. She just texted me.
Okay.
So I said, hey, guess what? We're going to go look for Bigfoot. And the lady Claudia is going to call us on Monday.
Claudia Ackley.
And my wife just wrote me back, said, LOL. Yeah, I just heard you talking about it on the radio, and Jeff's going to use your pee. I guess she's listening. What up, Tara?
All right, Tara.
Love you, boo. All right, so Jeff was on fire last night.
Yes, I was.
There was so much good stuff to pick from.
Yeah.
Greg's going to really love this. I think we're going to get a case of the giggles here. But Jeff was really, because see, I do the play-by-play. I do the boring stuff, like he passes the ball to him. He shoots the basketball. He scores. It's now 10-7. And Jeff is the color analyst. So he jumps in there and he gives you great insight that you're not going to find anywhere else.
No.
Jeff uses his wealth of basketball knowledge, being an all-star, one of the greatest players to come from Riverside County history. And he uses all that to just bring you, the information you won't find anywhere else.
Why aren't more people listening to GoHighlanders.com?
I don't know. Question. This was wonderful. So this was a very close game, as it was early in the second half, but as we told you, UCR was getting hot, right? They were getting ready to go on a run. So here's one of the big plays early on. It was a UCR was down by 1, but they took the lead. This was the beginning of the end for CSUN right here.
It was.
To take the lead. They're down by 2. Chance Murray. DK. Could this be it? There it is! DK triple. UCR 43. CSUN 42.
He's back, baby.
So there was that one.
We hadn't seen DK in 6 games, and he was back, baby. He back. He was on fire. Is there more, Pep?
There is more. So that was the good one. So he's back, baby. So there was that one, right? So UCR takes the lead 43-42. And then they go on that run. It was an 18-0 run. They dominated the second half. UCR
pummeled them,
especially the last 10 minutes of the game. So here's another big play as UCR was able to extend the lead on the Matadors. CSUN trying to answer the bell. And a turnover. Here we go back the other way. Chance Murray throws it down. Big time. Two-handed flush. Chance Murray. Nothing but love on Valentine's Day, and UCR's on top 5-2. Jeff, it was just silent. Nothing, man.
I was very excited. Yeah, I didn't want to mess up the big call of Pep because he was trying to get on the big show, top 10 plays.
Here, can we do that one more time? We'll get the crickets ready.
All right.
All right. So again, this was a very critical play, and Jeff
big time, two-handed flush, Chance Murray. Nothing but love on Valentine's Day, and UCR's on top 5-2.
Take a chance on love, Chance Murray. Happy Valentine's Day.
That was a good one, and it only got better because, Jeff, we did have the giggles, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We were laughing really hard. Seriously, we were giggling hard. We were tired.
It was a long day after a long show. It was a fun show, and a big thanks to Greg Holla holding it down in the studio for us. But it was a long day, and we just wanted to get out of there with a victory. And again, Jeff had his coffee, he had a burrito, and he had a burrito, and he was feeling good. So here was this gym, too, from last night.
DK, 7 on the shot clock, spins around a man, puts it up, and it's good! The spinning runner for Dikembe Martin!
The biggest lead for Riverside tonight.
Like a cliffhanger. I thought you were going to add more. It's the biggest lead for UC Riverside tonight.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I forgot where my train of thought was going.
Oh, you want more?
There's nothing on me. Yeah, one more.
Man, I could just see all the Golden Mike Awards piling up right now. We're going to build a shelf here in our studio to put all the awards up.
Oh, my gosh.
So many awards.
So many. Didn't I have a Valentine's one?
You might. We got 2 more to go. Maybe one of these is the Valentine. I'm not sure. There was, again, Jeff, there were so many. I was having a hard time digging through the whole game broadcast, finding, all these gems.
Oh, yeah, there was a ballet one, too, I think you talked about. Yeah.
Oh, is it the ballet? I'll have to see. So this is another big one. So UC Riverside, again, they were trailing by 8. They battle back. They go on this run, and they're building this double-digit lead. I think this one puts the Highlanders up by 9, and Jeff strikes again.
51-42, Dikembe Martin.
It's his show here on Valentine's.
It's it. The one-liner. It's his show here on Valentine's. Didn't say Valentine's Day, just Valentine's. I might have to do that one just one more time because that one's I think my favorite. That was pretty good. You ready for this one again?
Person hands it off to Dikembe Martin. They're up by 7. Dikembe Martin around the screen. Big Al towards the baseline. Jumper. Dikembe's good. 51-42. Dikembe Martin.
It's his show here on Valentine's. Bingo! Holy cow.
Oh, man. My cheeks hurt. I've been laughing so much. You want one more?
Yeah, one more. Why not? I hate listening to myself.
Again, Jeff was on fire last night.
What a ding-dong I am.
I do the boring stuff. Jeff jumps in there. Again, one of the greatest players in Riverside County history. So he's second to none on his knowledge. Here's a big basket late in the game as it was a double-digit lead at this point for UCR. They were just trying to hang on the road. Despite no stones, no mighty boss stones, they found a way to win. Here's Jeff.
And his back now goes to his left. Gives it to DK to the wing, to Murray, into the post. Alex Larson has it poked loose, but into the hands of Minnow Dykstra. Out to Cole flipping for 3, and it's good! Cole flipping 3! A big flipping 3.
Can we recreate that?
Cole flipping 3! Oh, gosh. That's so funny.
It was a big win last night.
Oh, Pep. I can't even keep. My head's gonna explode.
Oh man,
I look like a cherry tomato right now. A big red thumb.
So big red thumb. 3 thumbs up. I kept looking over at you last night because let's be honest, when UCR is losing, it wears on us too a little bit. You know what I mean? Like we want them to win.
I get straight pissed off. You know I do.
Yeah.
I get angry.
Yeah,
angry Jeff.
And even Coach Brian Weathers, he's always like the last guy on the bench, so he's right next to us at the broadcast table. Even he said he noticed us, like there's a little more energy, a little more pep in our step, if I could use that pun, with them winning, going up by 14 and big time plays. And like he said, I could tell, man. He's like, you guys were fired up. You were excited about it. But every time I look over at Jeff, I'd be like, flipping 3.
And I was crying.
And Jeff was in rare form once again.
Oh, I just snorted.
What'd you say? It's his show.
It's his show, baby.
That's right, baby.
Oh, good Lord. You guys are terrible to me. Just terrible. Hey, but a big win, though, for UC Riverside. They are just one back of Cal State Northridge and San Luis Obispo.
And the good part is, so they're only one back of Cal Poly, and they will play Cal Poly head-to-head still. So they will still see the Mustangs head-to-head. They'll also see Hawaii this Saturday night. That's the next game at the SRC Arena. And I got to be honest, Jeff, Hawaii's within reeling distance. They could reel those guys in, chase them down. We talked about it in the car. Let's do the math. So if they're ninth, I think they can get as high as sixth place,
yeah,
right?
6th place, yeah.
Yeah, I think they can go as high as 6 because it's really top-heavy right now. You have the haves and the have-nots in the Big West Conference. There's about 4 or 5 teams that have winning records, and then you have the bottom half of the division. I think UCR could still get to the top of the bottom half, which would be well enough to get into the Big West Conference. I mean, they'd be easy in. And then they could be one of the hottest teams, too, to go into conference play.
Oh, it's nice when you get Dikembe Martin back and Alex Larson, both, stalwarts. Alex Larson has been the most consistent player for the Highlanders all year. And then you bring back your leading scorer, Dikembe Martin, who has just been, was great early on, had a big 30-point game. It'd be nice to see him and the squad kind of pull it together as they go into the Big West tournament possibly, and we get to eat our food at the Big West tournament at the Honda Center. That's what I'm looking for.
So they have great food, right?
Great food.
Big game coming up again Saturday against Hawaii, going head-to-head against a team that they're trying to chase down in the Big West Conference standings. We'll see if they can go for back-to-back wins in Big West Conference play. When we come back, we'll talk a little NASCAR. We'll make a left turn as we get ready for the Daytona 500 coming up on Sunday. The starting front row is already set. The rest of the field will be set today with the dual races. We'll talk about that. When we come back, and Greg, as we go out, let's go with Jeff Gorham one more time. We'll be right back. It's one more. A replay, one of my favorites.
Okay,
an oldie but a goodie.
There it is.
We'll be right back. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. In fact, they landed a couple punches before UCR could get their footing underneath them.
Yeah, they were able to do so by hitting open jump shots by themselves. Riverside
to take the lead. They're down by 2. Chance Murray. DK. Could this be it? There it is! DK triple. UCR 43. CSUN 42.
He's back, baby.
Inland Empire sports fans turn to the Inland Sports Show.
So you talk through the radio?
On Fox Sports IE 1350 for breaking news, exclusive interviews, and big-name guests in the
I know. Oh, I killed it. I killed my sale.
That's when I blow it. That's when people like us have got to forge ahead, Helen.
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
What a show, man. I'm going to have to get my hammer and nails and start building some shelves for all the awards we're going to be winning.
Many awards. We're going to get the Marconi Award. Oh, I'm getting a leg cramp. Hold on.
Are you all right?
Yeah.
Stretch it out. Stretch it out.
I'm getting a hammy. Okay, I'm all right.
No, we have someone won some awards, but with all this great sports talk, Bigfoot and Jeff's call on UCR basketball, I just feel like they're just going to pile up at this point.
You're darn right. We just give them our address and just start mailing them over here.
Just forward them to.
Just forward them over here. I'm not showing up to any award shows unless they have good cuts of meat. Then I'll be there.
Which Trent Rush said you kind of smell like meat and cheese.
Yeah, what the heck was that?
Yeah,
it was kind of mean. I was the one thing I was like, my hygiene's always pretty impeccable. I always have good deodorant on. I shower 2-3 times a day.
2 or 3 times?
Oh yeah. Because if you smell like meat and cheese, you gotta
keep showering. Gotta get that off you.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back to the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. The Super Bowl of NASCAR is coming this weekend. It's the Great American Race, the Daytona 500, which I always find it kind of peculiar that the Super Bowl of NASCAR is the first race of the season. You think it'd be the last. They have that whole playoff system now at the end of the season. But the Super Bowl of NASCAR is the Daytona 500. It's always the first race of the season. And then what they used to do, Jeff, was they would have the Daytona 500 in Florida, obviously, and then they'd go cross-country all the way to California, to Fontana, for the second race of the season, and whoever won Daytona would all have all these little stops across the country, doing all the late-night talk shows and media appearances, because you're a big deal when you win the Daytona 500, so you'd make your way across the country doing all this media stuff, and you'd make your way to the Auto Club Speedway, and that would be the second race of the season, but now they kind of staggered a little bit. They won't get out to Fontana until the middle of March. March 17th will be the Cup race on a Sunday, so they have the Daytona 500 this weekend. The front row is already set. So what they do is they have qualifying, like typical qualifying, where there's one car on the track who posts the fastest time, and that will be 24-year-old Alex Bowman in the 88 machine, formerly of Dale Earnhardt Jr. So the 88 car still going strong with young Alex Bowman. He'll start on the inside of row 1. On the outside, leading the field to green, will be the 11 car of Denny Hamlin. So the front row is all set. But today, we have the dual races. So it's 2 little races, Jeff, and they take the finishing order of those 2 little races, and they put together the starting grid for the Daytona 500 on Sunday.
Okay, layman's terms.
Yes.
Okay, they have these mini race. There's a mini race going on today?
So there's 2 little mini races.
Okay.
And they determine where you're going to start. So let's say you do really bad in the race today, the little race, then you'll probably start at the end, the back of the field on Sunday for the race. If you do really good today, you'll be towards the front. You want to be towards the front, right? You don't want to start off in the back and have to work your way through all that traffic.
So wait, Dale Earnhardt Jr. is not racing anymore?
He's done.
What do you mean?
He retired. He's done.
He's like a young guy.
Yeah, but he made lots of money. He's the most famous NASCAR driver out there. He's fine. Don't worry about Dale.
Danica Patrick, does she still race?
This is her last season, I believe. Yeah,
she's retiring too?
Yeah.
Isn't she like 18, 19 years old?
She's pretty young. She's going out with Aaron Rodgers.
What?
Remember, when we go out to Fontana, when NASCAR comes to town, we're going to look for Aaron Rodgers. He might be hanging around looking for Danica Patrick at Auto Club Speedway.
Aren't we possibly doing a remote from there?
We might be going remote, yeah. We go everywhere else. Hawaii, Cal State Northridge. We're going to be in the mountains with Bigfoot. Why not Auto Club Speedway?
Did you know I've worked the Auto Club Speedway before?
You worked it?
I worked it.
What do you mean you worked it?
I worked in a concession stand.
You did?
Mark Gard and I worked a concession stand. And
the Supa Dupa Harupa Valley basketball coach?
Yes, we were doing it for a fundraiser, and we were literally deep frying all day. That was our job.
Corn dogs?
Corn dogs, you name it.
French fries?
French fries. And the thing is, we were done when we were finished with our shift. We had beads of oil all over every hair on our body. We had beads of oil. And
that's the day you went hairless.
Yeah, I said I'm not. And Mark Gard, who has the mustache of mustaches.
Oh, he does, like Tom Selleck and Burt Reynolds. Yeah.
Or a 70s porn star. He'd be one of those guys. covered with oil as we left.
Ugh.
His shirt was
How is Mark Gard doing?
Hey, he's terrible.
Didn't he have a long trip last night?
Oh, yeah, Mark Gard had a rotten night. He goes out to Burroughs.
They lost to the Burroughs in the playoffs?
They lost to the Burroughs in the playoffs, and he said they shot poorly. They only put up 39. But here's the kicker. Their bus, the radiator broke, and they were still waiting to get picked up at almost 10 o'clock at night.
So from Supa Dupa Huerta Valley to Ridgecrest is already a 3.5 hour trip by itself without the bus breaking down.
No bus. He got in like after 1 o'clock in the morning. He's tired. He's old, covered in grease from working the concession stands at the Auto Club Speedway. Yeah, it was a rough night for him.
Man, so Mark Gard and Supa Dupa Huerta Valley, they needed like a pit crew. So if the bus breaks down, the guys just run out, they fix it real quick, and you get back on the road. They didn't have it, though, but the NASCAR guys do. Jimmy Johnson, the pride of the San Diego area. He's from, I think, the El Cajon area, to be exact, down there in San Diego. There's been some great California drivers.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon was from Vallejo up in Northern California. Yeah. Kevin Harvick's a Bakersfield guy. So California's produced some pretty good drivers out there. But Jimmy Johnson was talking about some stuff leading up to the Daytona 500. And he got sidetracked a little bit because everyone, including like Jeff, who just came from Steamboat Springs, Colorado, we're all being caught up in the Olympic spirit, right? We all love the 2018 Winter Olympics, cheering on our Americans. And so Jimmy Johnson, huge race coming up on Sunday, the Daytona 500. But even Jimmy Johnson and his daughters, they're getting caught up in the Olympic spirit. Even they are watching the Winter Olympics on TV as we go into the big race this Sunday, the Great American Race. Here's Jimmy Johnson.
In the last couple days have been kind of my sweet spot with snowboarding, and eventually they'll run some alpine downhill. It seems like the winds keep preventing that, but it's been great to watch to see Chloe Kim win, and actually to see the excitement for my daughters that she won was really cool. Even though they're skiers and she's a boarder, waking up this morning to see what Shaun White did, and then I've had a lot of excitement for Schifrin on the slalom side, and then hopefully on the downhill, and clearly Lindsey Vonn is a favorite there too. But just excited to watch them go. Watch Ted Ligety, and another U.S. name for the men's downhill. My love of skiing and trying to run some gates, and to watch those pros do the thing, it's just awesome.
Unbelievable, man. Jimmy Johnson, the pilot of the 48 machine, he knows his Winter Olympics. Did you hear him breaking down all the names and the events? Like, he's not a casual fan. Like, he's all in on the Winter Olympics.
He was talking Gates. He was talking Lindsey Vonn.
He said Ted Ligety. Yo, Ligety.
Yeah, jiggity, jiggity.
Ted Ligety, Michaela Schifrin, Shaun White, Chloe Kim. Who am I missing?
Anastasia Brizgalova.
No, is she Russia?
Yes.
No, man. This is red, white, and blue. Stars and stripes, man. Bald eagles.
I am all in for Russia. Anastasia Brizgalova.
I'm going to look her up on Twitter just for you right now, because you're driving me nuts, Jeff.
Oh, man.
I'm trying to cheer on the Stars and Stripes.
I get a hall pass. My wife said if I was allowed to go out on a date, I could go out with Anastasia Brizgalova.
That's a hard name to spell.
No, it's not. Not when she's as beautiful as she is. She is stunning. She is stunning, my friends.
She's a curler.
Hey, curlers. They're the best. They do it. They do everything better than you. They're curling. Did you find her?
No, I'm gonna have to get the correct spelling. I was trying to do it, but I'll do it in the break because
here she is.
I'm not a good job doing a good job on Twitter right now, trying to knock out her name. Brizgalova?
Brizgalova.
Brizgalova. It just rolls off your tongue.
Yep.
You're wonderful.
There she is.
All right, we come back here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. We'll recap a very busy opening night in the CIF Southern Section High School basketball playoffs. Jeff, I mean, I know we were big homers for the IE, but we got so many good basketball teams here in the IE with big-time high school players, guys who are, surefire Division I. Some of these guys could be playing pro someday, too. But we had some big wins last night. And your boy, Yancy Dodson, is going to join us live coming up in about 5 minutes to talk about their win last night against Beaumont, and also looking ahead to their next contest, which is tomorrow night. They play like back-to-back. There's no time off. They win a playoff game, you get a day off, and then boom, right back into it.
Yeah, they're playing at Crescenta Valley. Crescenta Valley, back in the 80s, was a national power in basketball.
Were they really?
Yeah, Ed Gorgian was the basketball coach there. He went on to become the head basketball coach at Loyola Marymount. Just a great coach, but he had some great players as well. His sons were magnificent players at Crescenta Valley. They won many CIF championships.
So we'll talk Riverside Poly playoff basketball with the head coach Yancy Dodson when we come back. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
Eat my...
Riverside.
Thumper, what did your father tell you this morning?
If you can't say something nice, don't say nothing at all.
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
And welcome back. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. Proudly brought to you by our friends at Kin Sporting Goods. Spoil quick quality oil change, Catalano Motors in Corona, and Boost Performance Training with Coach Ray Bass. All right, so it was a big opening night last night for high school basketball in the CIF Southern Section playoffs. We had a bunch of teams advancing, and one of those teams, one of our favorites here on the show, Riverside Poly Bears and head coach Yancy Dodson, join us here on the show. Coach, congratulations on that win against Beaumont last night.
Appreciate that, guys. Appreciate it a lot.
So even with these first-round games, Coach, now that we're in this new world of competitive equity, when the divisions they're supposed to be pretty equal, even these first-round games, even those first-rounders can be pretty tricky. Even if you had a great season, those first-round games could be tricky.
Absolutely, especially the way CIF does your first-round matchups in terms of wanting to match up at-large teams with and against first-place teams. And, in our particular division, 3 of the top 5 seeds, including the number 1 seed, who actually got knocked off last night, St. Bernard's was an at-large team, so they had to play a first-place team. The number 4 seed in the division, who was Los Osos, was also an at-large team, and they had to play a league champion. And then, we're the 5th seed, and we were a third-place team from our league, having to play a second-place team, in Beaumont, and all 3 of us were on the road. So, yes, it makes for some interesting matchups in the first round, just because of the way that they're matching up teams.
And you guys are road warriors as well. You went to Beaumont, you won. Now you go back on the road again tomorrow night against Crescenta Valley. At this point in the season, does it matter if you're on your home floor or on the road or a neutral side? Does it matter?
I mean, you would certainly like to be at home, the place where you play and practice 2 hours a day every day. But if you have to, get on a bus or get in a van, you're willing to drive as far as you need to get the win. But the thing you have to be accountable for when you're on the road is the very thing that I was just talking about, is that you're playing against a team who's playing in a place where they, play and practice 2 hours a day every day. And, maybe there are some students who, are at school who wouldn't normally go to a game, but when they know it's a home game, they're going to show up, And so we're going to be on a bus heading, down the 210 past, Pasadena on a Friday night of a 3-day weekend, and we got to get it done.
Yancy, I know you're really big on team building, and I've seen it all over social media. You guys are a really close-knit group. You guys have obviously played on the road a lot this season, going to some pretty good tournaments. But right now, what is the mood of the team, and what's the health? Are you guys playing pretty well right now?
I like where we are. Going into the last week of league, we played at North and at Rancho Verde. And, even going into that week in those games, we didn't feel that there was going to be anybody in our division who was going to be as tough as the North team that we were going to see when we played at North after having beaten them the first time, and how motivated they were going to be. And Rancho Verde on senior night, and, they were motivated, and I thought we battled tough in that particular game. And, I just don't think that there's any opponent in our division who is going to be as tough as those 2 opponents in those settings. So, I like where we are, and, our focus is usually on us. And, yes, everybody is going to have, the season-long, not injuries, but just the nicks and pains that you go through over the course of a season. And so we're dealing with those, but so is everybody else. But, we had another great practice today, and hopefully we'll be prepared to play tomorrow against a really good Crescenta Valley team.
Well, Yancy, you've had some great teams. You've been a part of some great teams, coaching, playing, and a couple things is, does this feel like the same as when you won those CIF championships, with Glendora, Rancho Verde? Does it have the same feel? What is your feeling about this Poly team in your division? Do you guys think you have a puncher's chance here?
Yeah, I mean, I think we do. I think on any given night we can. We're ranked fifth, and our problem isn't that we can't beat any of the four teams in front of us. What our issue is, on any given night, we're capable of losing to any of the 27 behind us. So we need to hold up our end and make sure that we're prepared and we perform the way that we're capable of playing. We can't win the championship tomorrow night. We can't even win a semi or a quarterfinal game tomorrow night. The only thing we can do is win a second-round game against our opponent in front of us, and prepare the best we possibly can and perform when the time comes tomorrow night at 7. I really love the chemistry and the competitive spirit of this particular group, which is similar to those three championship teams, the one at Glendora and the one at Rancho Verde and the one at King. Those guys competed, and they had a tremendous competitive spirit. And this group, the chemistry is just incredible, and that's carried us to where we are now. Hopefully, it can carry us to another win tomorrow night, just taking one game at a time.
We're talking with Riverside Poly head coach Yancy Dodson here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM as they're heading to the second round on the road at Crescenta Valley on Friday night. Coach, something you touched on that we want to circle back to is the fact that playing in the Inland Valley League, you're certainly battle-tested. You played against some really good teams in some really hostile places as well. And that probably helps you guys in the long run now that you're in the playoffs and trying to win some big games, like, again, going on the road to Crescenta Valley on Friday night. How has going through the Inland Valley League bettered you guys? And considering that, Rancho Verde's a Division I school, and so is JW North. Like, if you just look at the divisions, those are two schools that are, in a higher division than you guys, and also tough places to play. You guys went through that gauntlet. Now you're ready for the playoffs.
Absolutely. I mean, the last couple of years, the Division I champion last year was Rancho Verde, and the year before was North. And you're talking about, perennial programs who have a high level of talent and success, as well as some outstanding coaches, in Mike Barty and what used to be Travis Showalter, who is now on, our bench, and, Brandon Baker being the head coach, as well as, playing against, Valley View and their talent and coaching, as well as John Seidel over at Arlington, who's always going to throw, different tricks at you. Playing in the Inland Valley League, yes, you're going to get a number of different looks and different styles, and it helps when it comes playoff time that you're probably not going to see anything that you haven't already seen, both as it relates to the talent level of the players as well as the coaching.
Well, Coach, we always appreciate the time. Congrats on that big win on the road at Beaumont, and best of luck tomorrow night on the road at Crescenta Valley here.
God knows we're going to need it. Appreciate it, guys.
Go Bears!
Let's go.
All right, that is the great Yancy Dodson, the head basketball coach at Riverside Poly High School here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. When we come back, we're going to break down a bunch of these scores. Jeremiah Martin went off last night for Cajon.
Holy cow!
The number one seeds that we have from the Inland Empire, they all advanced as we all assumed they would, right? So we had some big wins last night, some big performances in the first round of the playoffs. We'll talk about that. And a little bit later down the road, also, we're going to hear from Showtime. Shohei Ohtani from the Angels. He's now at spring training down there at Diablo Stadium in Tempe, Arizona. So we're going to hear from him as well. And also, something pretty cool going down at the Cal Baptist basketball game tonight. Jeff, we didn't talk about this. I'm just going to throw it on you when we come back after the break, too.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
We'll be right back. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
Visit SmokeyBear.com to learn tips to prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Doesn't it look like I am ready? I am always ready. I have been ready since first call. I am ready. Roll.
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. I'm Pep Fernandez. That's Jeff Gorham. Greg Holla running the show here. We're going to get to some of the CIF Southern Section playoff basketball scores from last night. Also look ahead to some of the contests coming up on Friday. Jeff, what's so important? You're not even paying attention to me.
I was just, Yancy Dodson was sending me a couple texts of when we were little boys and we were the Elks Club free throw champions.
Oh, yes, you were.
He took some pictures of it.
Was that from the newspaper?
Yeah, right there.
Let's see. In the boys division.
8 to 9 years old, Jeffrey Gorham from Our Lady of Perpetual Help. And then Yancy was the 10, 11-year-olds from Mountain View. Look at that.
You guys were free throw shooting champions.
We were awesome. We were champions. Look at Elks free throw winners.
And I think what I like the best about this is Yancy Dodson still has those newspaper articles. Very proud of those. Is that a picture?
There's pictures. There we are. Look.
Wait, where are you?
Right there. Look at me right there.
Whoa, hold on. Let me see that. Hold on.
I look just like Fast Johnny.
You do.
Exactly like Fast Johnny.
Oh, my gosh. You are Fast Johnny.
I am.
Your son looks exactly like you.
Look at that. Look at Yancy right next to me.
Oh, my gosh.
Look at him. That's Yance.
Oh, my gosh. Can we, we're going to have to put that on Twitter. Can't we do that?
Yeah,
do like a screen grab.
Yeah,
or screenshot, as the kids say.
That is awesome. Thanks, Yancy.
Oh,
I haven't
my
seen that in
gosh.
years. Oh, that's so funny.
That's hilarious.
Hey, look, there's my whole family.
Wait, hold on.
I didn't even know that was there.
Oh, so that's your older brother.
Yeah.
And you are Fast Johnny.
I am Fast
You look
Johnny.
exactly like your son.
Holy cow.
There's Coach Gorham.
That's so funny.
There's the whole the Gorham boys, man, with their parents.
Thanks, Yancy. There's Yancy and Helen. Yelling Helen. I love it. That's the best. Oh, that's the best. Thanks, Yancy. Greatly appreciated.
Let's get that on Twitter. Can we do that?
We'll do it. We'll do it.
All right. So we'll talk about some of those high school basketball scores. Of course, Poly beating Beaumont last night, playing Crescenta Valley on Friday. We'll go through some of the big games from last night. But first, a little fun, right? We always eat our dessert before dinner, right? We always do dessert before dinner anyways.
I love these things when you don't tell me.
So we're big fans of Cal Baptist and Rick Croy out there and the things they're doing. They're going to host the Pac West Conference Tournament, and there's a good chance they could still host the West Regional, too, for March Madness. But tonight, they're playing their final regular season home game against Chaminade out there at the new CBU Event Center, the brand new arena on campus, 5,000 plus out there. And I just saw on social media that they are bringing in the Superstars. Don't Google them, Jeff. I know you want to Google them. Do you guys know the Superstars?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, so the Superstars, I'm going to show you a picture real quick. I'm not going to show you their name. They're like these big inflatable animals, and there's people inside of them, and they dance around and they do silly things, and they perform at a lot of I've seen them in person. They perform at a lot of halftime shows.
Like in the NBA?
Yes, like big time. But they're coming to CBU tonight. I just saw it on social media. It's Instagram.
Is there a bunch of them?
There is, but here's the deal. So CBU put out there, like, I wonder which Superstars are coming to the game tonight, because maybe they don't even know yet. They got to find out. They usually send like maybe 3 or 4, not the whole cast, because they're all over the country. They don't send all the characters, the whole team. They can't send the whole cast. They'll send like 3 or 4. They'll perform, and they got guys all over the place at other arenas across the country. They're going to be here tonight. So Greg and Jeff, I'm going to list off a bunch of these Superstars. Okay. I want you to tell me, like, if is there. They will say 3. Is there 3 that you want to see tonight at Cal Baptist University? And I'm going to say the names, okay?
Okay.
All right. And these are just potential. I don't know who's going to be there tonight. These are just some of the Superstars, okay?
Okay.
All right. We have Alex Frog-Riguez. Okay.
Okay.
Barack Olama.
Hey, I met Barack Olama once.
You did?
Yeah, no joke. I got to tell you the story.
Did you play basketball with him?
No.
You jumped on my back. He fought me.
Olama. Okay, listen, I got to tell you. We'll get back to it. We went, Smedberg and I went to this thing in Berea where you can feed and walk llamas, and each of the llamas had a name. We spent $100 to feed llamas.
And you met Barack Olama?
And I was walking around the streets of Berea with Barack Olama. I had my own llama, and he was Barack Olama. And I walked him around this, and I paid $100 to do so. I said, that was the worst $100 you've ever spent.
To walk a llama around?
Barack Olama.
Barack Olama?
Yeah. And then there was like Lady Olama, too. There's all kinds of weird ones. But yeah.
Well, Barack Olama is a superstar character. You might see him tonight at Cal Baptist. Here's a couple of the other ones. Bear Bonds. Bear, like a bear, right?
Hey, he's a Riverside guy.
Bobby Orr. Bobby Orangutan. Here's one for Pete Rose. Centipede Rose. A centipede, right? Centipede.
I want to see a centipede.
Centipede.
I want to see centipede.
How about Clammy Sosa? Have you seen him lately? Is that what you're going to say?
Did you see Sammy Sosa?
Oh, he doesn't look like Sammy Sosa.
Hey, guys, if you type in Sammy Sosa cowboy hat right now on if you're Googling, if you're driving around, or you can't really drive, if Google.
You're at home when you're safe.
Yeah, Sammy Sosa baseball hat or cowboy hat. Don't look.
I already seen it. He is pale.
No, that's what you were looking at.
I was looking at Jeff's pale legs, too.
Look at those shorts.
Yeah, that's amazing. All right, here's a couple more. For Cal Ripken, there's Cow, like a cow. Cal Ripken Jr.
Ripken Jr.
Dion Salamanders. Dennis Frogman. This might be my favorite. Derek Cheetah. We've got Dick Flytel.
Dick Fly.
It's like a fly. Dominic Hashark, like Dominic Hasek, the old hockey goaltender. Donovan McCrab.
Holy cow, that's what they look like?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the best.
That's Donovan McCrab. We have Elephant Presley. I guess it's supposed to be Elvis Presley.
Yeah.
Harry Carey. look at that one.
Oh my gosh, they're really scary looking.
He is 9 feet 3 inches tall. Ichi Roach Suzuki. He's a cockroach. Ichi Roach Suzuki.
Ooh, I don't want to see that one. I don't like roaches.
A couple more. Jeff Gordog.
Jeff Gorham.
Ken Giraffe Jr. He's a giraffe. Kevin Durant Eater.
Oh, I don't want to see that one either.
Anteater.
That's just sick looking.
LeBronco James. Manatee Ramirez.
And there's how many tonight?
Mario Lemieux.
Oh,
like a mule, like a donkey.
So the Superstars? There's more?
Wait, we can't forget about Monkey Mantle. Not Mickey Mantle, Monkey Mantle.
Monkey Mantle.
So anyways, Nomar Garcia Parrott. I could keep going on. I got I got the sense of humor of like a 5-year-old. So this stuff cracks me up.
How many are going to be at the game tonight?
Probably just Peyton Manatee and Peyton Manatee.
He's the best. I want to see Peyton Manatee. Oh, what is the other one right below it?
Roger Clamens. He's a clam.
Big clam.
So anyways, again, I could go on and on here. Shaquille O'Neal, Shark McGuire, Snail Earnhardt Jr.
Oh my gosh. That's the greatest. What are they called? Superstars?
Superstars. So they're going to be at Cal Baptist tonight. We don't know who's going to show up, but
best.
But yeah, I've seen them a couple times in person. They're funny. They're hilarious. They mess with the crowd, and they got great names. They crack me up. So maybe if someone's going out to the Cal Baptist basketball game tonight, they can take some pictures and give us a full report here on the Inland Sports Show. I'd love to know about it.
Yeah, I would love to hear. It's the last regular season game.
Last regular season game, yeah, at home.
At home. I get 2 on the road.
2 on the road, then the conference tournament. How about some high school basketball? You ready to tip this off, Jeff?
Yes.
Division I. It was a great night in Division I for our local teams, right? Winners all the way around.
All the way around. John W. North, 97-58 over Santa Monica.
Not even close.
Not even. I think North's got something going on. We saw them have a hiccup versus Poly earlier in the season, but they're playing pretty well. Long Beach Poly.
That's who they play next.
Oh, that's a tough. Okay, Centennial, 71-61 over Los Al. Los Al's a perennial power, but not bigger than Centennial. 10-point win. Next, they play at Alamany. Then we had the defending state champion Roosevelt, 69-52 over Peninsula. Next big game is over another perennial power, Villa Park. And Rancho Verde, the Rancho Verde, 74-54 over La Mirada. They play number 2 ranked Harvard Westlake next.
So some big wins in Division I. And the way they do this is if you win a game at home, more than likely you're going to go on the road. So all our local teams, they enjoyed that home court advantage. They get the big win, and now they got to go out on the road. And that North Poly game, North and Long Beach Poly have a lot of history. They've had some battles, even in most recent years when Dikembe Martin was running the show over there at 3rd in Chicago. They had some great battles in the CIF Southern Section playoffs and also the state playoffs. So that North Long Beach Poly games is a good one. That's Division I. Division II AA, which is a rung just below Division I.
Okay, Cajon, 86-68 over El Toro. Are you kidding me? How many points did Jeremiah Martin have?
Yeah, he's a freak. Yeah, he's so good.
He had 47?
47 last night.
Is that a school record?
got to be.
Holy smokes. Jeremiah Martin, quit football, go to Texas A&M, just take over basketball.
He might walk on. Remember, we talked about it here on the show. He might walk on and play basketball at Texas A&M as well, in addition to his football scholarship.
Yeah, I can't believe Steve Fisher just didn't nab him and say, quit football, I'll give you a scholarship as a 10-year-old. That's how good he was. The next game for the Cajon Cowboys are going to play Cathedral Catholic. That's a pretty big game right there.
Yeah, that is a big game, too.
And then we're going to go down to Division III. The juggernaut Notre Dame, unstoppable.
Number 1 seed.
Woo, they win by 32, 66, 34. They're over Palm Springs. Next victim, Arroyo Grande at Arroyo Grande. So Notre Dame, the juggernaut, looking to repeat and possibly go to a state championship game this year.
So close. 1 win away from the state finals last year.
And in Division 4A, Hillcrest, 67-42 over a very good Heritage team. So Hillcrest playing great at the end of the season. Perfect timing for the Trojans of Hillcrest.
Yeah, and intern Cullen covered that game last night. In fact, intern Cullen should be here any minute. He said he was stuck in traffic. I think, again, he's been a little shady lately. I think there might be a girl out there like he's spending some time with at Cal Baptist University. Yeah. He's always late and being very mysterious.
I'm really worried about him. I'm worried about our little son. He gets his license. He's driving the streets, picking up chicks.
Oh, he's out there.
Yeah, I saw him driving.
He's out there, Jerry.
I saw him driving down the street. He had 3 girls in his car. 3, and they were all.
He went from none to 3, just accelerated to 3.
They were like in their 20s, and they all looked like they were having a good time. And he was yelling. He yelled out the window, "Hey Jeff, how you doing, buddy?" I'm like, Cullen, what are you doing driving down with those 3 lovely ladies?
Oh my gosh, is that exactly how it went down?
That's exactly how it was.
Oh wait, so we had Yancy Dodson on the show, and he was texting you some very important things here. Can we talk about that?
Yes, he was going over. He sent me.
So you were the Elks Club free throw shooting champion?
Yes, both
of you guys.
Both of us. We were in different ages.
So he was like a year or 2 older than you?
Yeah, and Yancy could shoot some free throws. I could shoot free throws. We got these plaques from the Elks Club. The mayor, Ab Brown, at the time, presented us with these plaques. We ended up going to different sections and regions. I went to the state
How far did you go?
Sacramento.
I see what you did there.
So how many baskets did you make?
Well, okay, here's the deal. You shot 20 free throws. Mm-hmm. I was 20 of 20.
You were?
Yeah, for 3 rounds. And then I went up to the state playoffs championship, and I lost. I made 19. The guy made 20. I lost.
So you only missed 1 and he lost.
Yeah, but I had 60 in a row going into the finals.
So what was your technique? Was it the fingers, the way you moved?
The technique was, my dad would say, if you miss, you're not coming home, young man. So I was one to come home. I was an 8-year-old. I was hitting.
What was your free throw percentage in high school or college?
I'd say in the 80s.
Okay, that's still pretty good for a big man like yourself, right?
Hey, whoa! I was never a big man. So never a big man.
A wing.
Wait. A wing. I was a wing.
So if you and Shaq went at it, free throws,
you'd win.
I could beat him with my left hand. I could beat Shaq with my left hand. I could beat any of you guys. I don't know if
with your left hand.
Yancy still probably shoots all the time because he's a coach. I'm not a coach anymore, but I can still beat you 2 ding dongs. I could beat you handily.
I'll battle you.
I could beat you underhanded. I could.
I think we need to get a Jeff Gorm.
I think we ought to have a free throw.
I'll take you on.
Free throw contest.
I'll take you on.
But I just wanted to show you there I am.
You look just like your middle son, Johnny.
Jeff Gorm, high school basketball teammate, and here's us as teammates. There's Yancy. And there I am in my mini shorts.
Oh, my gosh. And see, here's the deal, though. You always knock a Johnny Kennedy at UC Riverside for his short shorts.
I'm wearing his shorts.
Jeff, you were ahead of the curve. You were the trendsetter. You were doing it.
Look at me. I'm knock-kneed. I'm pigeon-toed. And
why are you all bow-legged?
Yeah, because I was hanging. I probably had to pee. But no, I was sitting here with Yancy. Look, there's Yancy.
You got lots of hair.
Dodson on the back. Yeah, my hair game was great. Hey, there I am again. Look, if you look at me, I look just like Fast Johnny as an older.
Let me see. Look
at that guy.
Oh, yeah, you do. Do people tell you that all the time that Johnny looks just like you? Do they say that? Like people that know you when you were young?
Yeah, everybody that sees Johnny goes, oh, that's definitely Gorm.
You have a Detroit Tigers hat on?
Yeah, because I was a big Magnum PI fan.
That's right, and Frank Tanana, right?
Frank Tanana and Magnum PI.
You know what? The guy right behind you, props to him. He had that Varney France. Remember Varney France?
Yes.
That was a really popular brand. Everyone loved Varney France.
There's Yancy. There's Tony Macy with his mustache.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Is that like a collage?
Yeah, it's a collage.
Is that what Yancy put together?
Yancy's mom. Yancy wouldn't do it. That's Yellen Helens. That's some great piece of work right there. Looking over, I was gazing into Yancy, gazing at him.
Oh,
but look at it. Do I look just like my kid?
Yeah, you do. You look just like him.
Handsome little guy.
What a good-looking little kid, just like his dad.
I'm going to post that picture right there.
Can we do that on Twitter?
Yeah, I'll post
Let's do it right now. Let's do it on Twitter when we get to the break.
Okay.
All right, we come back here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. We will talk a little Major League Baseball, pitchers and catchers reporting to spring training, whether it's the Cactus League or the Grapefruit League, and also our first sighting of Shohei Ohtani down there at Diablo Stadium in Tempe, Arizona.
I can't wait to see him play.
A lot of hype around Shohei Ohtani. He's got a lot of nicknames right now. See which one's going to stick. But right now we've been calling him Showtime. So there's been a lot of nicknames. We'll see which one he's going to go with going forward here. Jeffrey, you're laughing. You're really giggly over there. You love those pictures.
I haven't seen pictures of me with hair in a long time.
Hairless Bigfoot over here.
That's so funny.
We'll talk Major League Baseball, Dodgers, Halos when we come back. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
friend, call me Elf one more time.
He's an angry elf.
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
The Shohei Kid. Shohei Ohtani. Playoff of the Say Hey Kid, right? Willie Mays. But
I love Willie Mays.
The Shohei Kid.
But I love Shohei a lot more. Ohtani. He's going to be the best hitter, the best pitcher, the best infielder in the entire world.
You think so?
I hope so.
He's young. He's got a lot of raw talent, and I think there's a lot of buzz around this guy. Certainly at spring training, like we heard from Trent Rush. I mean, you go to spring training, and there's just a crush of media waiting for this guy. He threw a bullpen session today for the Halos. The first time he's thrown in the bullpen for his new team, the Angels, for your boy Soch, as you guys call him, because you guys are all tight with Mike Scioscia.
I'm telling you, man, I have been a Mike Scioscia fan since he was a catcher for the Dodgers, backup catcher for the Dodgers.
He's always going to be a Dodger in my eyes.
Yeah, he was great.
Isn't it kind of weird? I always think of him as a Dodger, too. He was part of those really good Dodger teams.
One of our best catchers.
Yeah, but he was the number 2 catcher, remember. Who was the number 1? Steve Yeager. Steve Yeager.
Yeah.
Man, I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, Steve Yeager was the number 1 catcher at the time, and Scioscia was just a young buck. Came down to UC Riverside, Jack Smither, and nice little clinic they had. And I remember shaking hands with Steve Yeager, and his fingers were all crooked. And I was like, "What's wrong with that guy's hand?" So I asked him, I was little, and I said, "What's wrong with your hand, Steve Yeager?" And he goes, "That's from all the broken bones from catching balls back then." Because back then they didn't have the great catcher's mitts.
Technology has come a long way, even with the mitts and the gloves.
I mean, his fingers were crooked, and I'm like, holy cow. And then Mike Scioscia had really soft hands. I remember shaking his hand going, boy, you're a lot softer hands than old.
Because he's a young guy, right? He hasn't been behind the plate that much.
All Yeager was, and then Tom Niedenfuer. See, I'm saying Jerry Royce. You remember Jerry Royce?
I know the name.
Charlie Huff was there, too.
Charlie Huff, the knuckleballer.
Yeah, Charlie Huff. That was cool. Yeah.
What, Mike Scioscia, though, wasn't he the starting catcher in the 88 World Series?
He
when
was.
Kirk Gibson and all those guys?
Yeager was already gone.
Yeah.
But
I think Mickey Hatcher was.
Mickey Hatcher. I think he was the first baseman, wasn't he?
Yeah. Did play, but he did catch. Mickey Hatcher was a backup catcher, but he did play a lot of first base.
Oh, my gosh, you guys.
Yeah.
Steve Sachs, Franklin Stubbs, all that.
Franklin Stubbs, rolling on Stubbs.
Hey, Pedro Guerrero. He liked the drugs a lot.
Hey,
he really did.
You know how I remember that, Pep? From that sticker book.
The Panini sticker book. Thank you.
I remember all the Dodgers from that sticker book.
Davey Lopes, Ron Say.
That was before the 88 World Series.
Yeah, I'm going really old. I remember a song. I remember a song. We're talking baseball. Garvey Say, Guerrero, Jerry Royce. I was a whole song. I'm not going to sing it all, but
all the Dodgers.
Yeah,
the Dodgers.
The Dodgers. It was great. But yeah, I was always an Angel fan, and I'm really, really excited about this current Angel team. They got rid of a lot of baggage. They're bringing in a lot of good clubhouse guys. They've got a great, probably the best player of all time. And Albert Pujols, as we talked about yesterday, is really coming into his own, ready to play. Lost 20 pounds.
The greatest player of all time, Cole Calhoun. Is that what you're talking about?
No.
Mike Trout?
Yeah, Mike.
Oh, Mike Trout.
Yeah.
Oh, your buddy, the guy you dab with.
Yeah.
His bump.
Tim Salmon. He was another.
Tim Salmon, legend.
Yeah. But yeah.
So they've got a good team, and we talked about this with Trent yesterday, that the fact that there was not another team in Major League Baseball that made more offseason upgrades, or even around the infield. You've got Ian Kinsler, Zach Cozart at third base. Kinsler's going to hold down second. They re-signed Justin Upton, which is the big bat in the middle of the lineup. They really lacked power outside of Albert Pujols, because you probably want to keep Mike Trout towards the top of the lineup, hitting either leadoff or maybe second in the lineup, get a couple more at-bats in there throughout the season. So Upton's going to be the big bat in the middle lineup. You shore up the infield, very good. This is going to be a very good defensive infield. The Angels need some pitching, and they had to do something because they're in the same division as the Houston Astros.
Yeah, that's tough. I remember the Houston Astros were a National League team at one point.
Yeah, you know what? I still have a hard time remembering that the Astros are in the American League, because in my mind, because I'm a Mets fan, so in 1986, when the Mets went to the National League Championship Series, it was against the Houston Astros. It was Nolan Ryan. It was Mike Scott. That was the Astros team. So when I think of the Houston Astros, I still picture them in the National League.
Playing in the Astrodome, huh?
Yeah, the Astrodome. Dude,
J.R. Richard.
The Mets, the Astros, the Dodgers, those were the really good National League teams in the mid to late 80s. Like, those were the teams in the National League. Then the Cincinnati Reds came on, and, of course, the Atlanta Braves. By the time we hit 1990, the Atlanta Braves just took off and kind of dominated everything. But, yeah, man, I guess I'm just feeling old. But, the Astros are an American League team now. They won the West last year. They won the World Series, and the Angels had to do something to really make a big splash. They had to compete now. Are they going to win the American League West against Houston? I don't know. But are they a playoff team? Yeah, they sure look like it on paper. They sure look like a team that's going to make the playoffs. So Shohei Ohtani spoke to the media for the very first time since he got down to spring training. Again, he's here via Japan, and he had to talk through an interpreter, but he talked to the media, and here's Shohei Ohtani, star pitcher and a hitter for the LA Angels. Here's Shohei.
Honestly, since my days in Japan, I never really felt that pressure that everyone's been talking about around me. I just feel like I just got to go out there, do my job, and help the team win. That's my #1 goal, is help the team win. If I can make the fans happy by me playing my hardest, then I think that's the best possible scenario. Yeah, I knew someone was going to ask this question. And I think I explained it over and over, so I don't really want to get into details now, but it's not... I want to talk about not why I joined the Angels, but I want you guys to see me trying to adjust with the team throughout the spring training, and maybe I think you guys will find out why I chose the Angels, that it was the right choice. So, I mean, overall, it didn't feel different from the past workout days, but once I put on my new jersey, the Angels jersey, I felt like this is going to be a new year, and I'll have to perform well and help the team win.
All right, so here's the deal. So Shohei Ohtani really could have went anywhere. Well, anywhere that wanted to pay him, right? He's not making a lot on this contract because he's a new guy in town, but he's going to make a lot of money down the long run. So he could have went pretty much anywhere. So a lot of the people are still saying, well, why did you pick the Los Angeles Angels? My thing is why not? They've got a lot of great players. You're in Southern California. You're in Anaheim. I mean, it's a beautiful place to be. And this is a team that's really close. I mean, if you go back to last season, the Angels battled till the very bitter end to make the playoffs. They were right there in the playoff hunt the entire season. We're not talking about a team that was in last place. It's like, man, well, they got one good guy. They got Shohei Ohtani, but the rest of the team stinks. No, this is a really good team. A team, again, at least on paper, should be in the very thick of it for the playoff race. Will they knock off Houston as the American League West champion? I don't know. That's probably a stretch at this point, but they should be right there in the wild card race.
Well, yeah, just think of their team stats last year. They were 12th in, and this is with a very, very mediocre pitching staff. They had a 4.20 earned run average, which is 12th in all of the major league. They were 10th with their whip at 1.28, and their batting average was 251, which was 10th best in the major leagues. They've got a young core of guys. They still have good pitchers. They got Shoemaker still coming back. You have J.C. Ramirez. He won 11 games last year, and Ricky Nolasco. Really, really good. They've got some good talent there.
Well, Nolasco's a free agent right now. Maybe they bring him back. Maybe they don't. Hashtag the Vato from Rialto.
That's right.
He's been real up and down. Like, he has some good outings and he has some not so good outings. But he's good enough that he was an opening day starter for the Halos and also the Minnesota Twins. So, remember, he even had a short run with the Dodgers. The Dodgers.
Yes, he did.
Do you remember that, Jeff? Yeah, you do.
But,
Jeff knows.
You got Mike Trout coming back. I mean, come on. He's a perennial MVP candidate. He had 33 home runs last year. Albert Pujols, though, had 101 RBIs, and he was pretty limited at times.
Yeah, you know what? People were saying, like, oh, Albert Pujols, is he ever going to return to form? Dude, he had 101 RBI last year, and 23 bombs. You know how many people would love to have that? Like, that's still a pretty good year. Now, is it 40 home runs and 120 RBI, like maybe some of the top guys in the league right now? No, but it's still pretty close. I mean, that's still a very solid offensive production from a first baseman.
Yes, very much so. And he's still, he wants to be here. He's not like he's saying, hey, I'm going to end my career. He had a great, great, great career in St. Louis, but he's really kind of been welcomed here in Anaheim. And I think they really have something going for them. They can play small ball. We were talking about they don't have any power hitters, but they can go back to that what Socha did when they were winning championships. They're going to play small ball baseball again.
Well, they got Upton. He's got a little power. Kinsler has some power. Of course, Trout in center field. He could hit leadoff. I kind of like him in the 2-hole. Just more at-bats over the season would be good for him. And we have some guys who played locally in the minor leagues in the California League. C.J. Crone at first base. He'll DH too, but now with Shohei Ohtani in the mix, I don't know if we'll see him at DH quite as often with himself, Shohei, and Albert Pujols. And then in right field, Cole Calhoun, also another guy who played locally in the California League. So they got some good players. I think the pitching is the big question mark. The starting pitching, to be specific. The starting pitching is going to be the biggest question mark for the Angels as pitchers and catchers are reporting to spring training right now in Tempe, Arizona. And the Dodgers, too, at Camelback Ranch, they're reporting pitchers and catchers. And, of course, when you're talking about those guys, you're talking about Austin Barnes, the pride of Riverside Poly High School. Jeff, he came on strong at the end of last year.
Yeah, he really did. He saved him in the World Series, made him go the extra game.
He had some big plays, some big hits. He scored some big runs for the Dodgers, as well as managing that starting pitching staff behind the plate. You got to have a guy out there that Dave Roberts, the skipper, the manager, can trust behind the plate to not only handle Clayton Kershaw, but the rest of that pitching staff. And right now, I think beyond Kershaw, let's see what they have with the projected starter. Rich Hill, Alex Wood, Kenta Maeda, and Hyunjin Ryu will probably be your starting five. Because remember, Urias, as you want to pronounce it, Julio Urias, he was hurt last year, and he's not going to be ready for the start of the season, so he's going to be on the shelf for a little bit. But they got some young guys. Bueller's the one that they really like for coming up from the minor league. So
yeah, it looks
Bueller.
Urias will be out until at least May.
Is that what it says right
there?
Julio Urias. But yeah, shoulder injury. That's never good.
And you had Turner. Turner had probably, I don't know if he can match that last year he had, that all-star campaign. But, man, they were really...
Yeah, he's good.
I mean, the Dodgers are, they're set.
Is that the Dodgers' official website?
Yes, it is.
So they list Austin Barnes, the pride of Riverside Poly, as the starting catcher.
Yes, they do.
And that's the Dodgers' website.
That is the Dodgers' website.
That's interesting. Awesome. That's awesome for Austin Barnes. All right, we're going to take one more break. When we come back, we're going to wrap things up. We'll get you all set for tomorrow. And Jeff's going to talk a little baseball at Cal Baptist.
I am?
You are.
I am?
Nobody knows baseball.
I'm
like old short shorts over here,
yeah.
Jeff Gore. We'll be right back. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
Go join your friends, you wiggles.
Inland Empire sports fans turn to the Inland Sports Show.
So you talk to the radio?